Well, it's the decider before the decider. It's the most decisive game with history makers, young men in Arsenal shirts, still on looking tonight to have things within their own hands once again. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
Yeah, what up?
Tsepi, darling, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, darling.
And thank you for joining us, everybody's favorite super sub.
Angu.
Guys, sure. I mean, the decider before the decider. It's Spurs versus City. It's the most important game left in the season right now, besides perhaps two other fixtures. The FA Cup final, this is more important than the FA Cup final.
Definitely.
The Champions League final is more important than this one.
True. The hierarchy is what you did right now is precise. It's correct.
Len Moleko, you pulling a face. Is this game not the most important game left in the Premier League?
Not necessarily. I think there's still a couple of fixtures that have merit in them. You'd think that David Moyes would want to get out on a high, and he still has to go to the Etihad.
They won at home. He said goodbye. It's fine. It's done.
But still.
So, Len, you are saying that there's still more important games on the ones that are remaining?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
More important.
No, let's
or
hear.
as
More important than
I'd like
this
to
game.
hear. No, I'd like to hear.
no,
Friends.
but
Tell
like
me.
the thing is, Arsenal could go on and lose against Everton on the last day of
Yeah, but that doesn't make it important.
It's an important fixture. Games that you have not played and points that you have not collected
Yeah,
are
but
still considered as important.
It does
No,
not
it's
get
not
more
as-
important than
Not
this.
No. We disagree. Ballers, let us know in the comments. First of all, thank you so much for joining us here on Onside ZA. We appreciate you as always, and we hope you're as excited about this fixture as we are. Remember, if you are joining as a new user on the Betway app, because we are brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. Remember to use the affiliate code ONSIDEZA. I normally look you guys right in the eyes, but I'm so distracted. I'm actually worked up about this game. It's such a big fixture.
Why are you so worked up?
Because
how
I'm a
does it
Spurs
affect
fan.
you?
I'm saying coming on you Spurs. How does it affect me? I'm a Man United fan. We don't want City to win how many in a row? What is it? 4 in a row.
Yeah,
This would be 4. It would break the record.
So are you
It will be the
saying that
first
you are
time, yeah.
supporting Tottenham today?
Yes, because I
Okay.
want Arsenal to win the
And,
league.
you
Because
super
Len
sub?
Moleko
Who are you
is a
supporting?
dear friend.
Me?
Yes. Who are you supporting, friend?
You don't have to ask.
Are you
But I
scared of a
wanna
jinx?
know.
No, I don't have to
You're
ask.
scared of
You
a
know.
jinx.
No, not even. I mean, it's just like, look, where things are, and you either look at history or you look at, how can I put it? You look at form, all right? History suggests City have not beaten Spurs at the Tottenham Stadium in their previous 4 meetings.
In the league only, yes.
Yes,
Because they've beat them in the FA Cup.
but this is a league game.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yes.
It's a stats. I'm giving out stats.
Yes, but we're talking about league.
We're talking about
Okay.
City playing Tottenham.
It's already
In the
tense.
league.
You are talking about the league. I'm
Yes.
giving stats.
But this is a league game. So the stats are based on league games.
Your stats, mine are not.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. So that's where history comes in. But then there's form guide as well, where I think City are 21 on the trot now. 21 games unbeaten, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure, but I can check.
In the league.
Yes, in the league. Just so we're clear. So
City is 21, 17 wins and 4 draws.
Yes,
and
so
you
that's
wanted
21
to check
unbeaten.
Arsenal, no?
no, not
you're
Arsenal.
talking about City?
No, I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
referring
it
to
is-
City
it is
and their
21.
form
Does
versus.
who? Okay, let's go off of your stats. Do you have the stats there for who those 4 draws were against?
I can
They were
always
against-
find them.
Arsenal,
Yes,
Chelsea?
I don't have my computer.
the 4-4 draw against Chelsea.
yes.
So basically, the 4 draws came against Big 6 opposition.
Yeah, City have battled with top 6 this season. That's why I said the previous time.
Let's say Big 6. Don't say top 6, because Manchester United and Chelsea on top 6 sides.
And also consider this, right?
traditional top 6.
Yeah,
You
Big
know.
6.
Also
Yeah,
consider
so-
this. Yeah, you can carry on.
And
So I was saying that I think I've mentioned it on the show that if we look at Arsenal and we look at Manchester City in this race, Arsenal is more deserving than Manchester is, in a sense that Arsenal has won games that are deemed as difficult, you know what I mean, than Manchester City. Manchester City battled against anyone that was in the top 6 this season.
But Also,
Okay.
you look at
That's
it.
a fair observation.
There's an article I was reading that, if anything, City should have dropped points, or at least Nottingham Forest deserved points in a game they played. I think it was 2 weeks ago or something. But City
Oh yes,
just said,
that Forest match. Remember we spoke about it last week, and how
yes.
City was struggling against Forest. It was a 2-0, I think.
So
win.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like
It
that.
was a
So
2-0.
it's a case of you take your chances when you need to take your chances. Arsenal had the opportunity, because if you look at the numbers now and you're crunching them, they literally slipped at Aston Villa,
Yep.
and that's where they lost the league. Should it happen that they do not win the league?
Yeah, no. I was making that point because I think the previous season we mentioned that Arsenal needed to beat a team like Manchester City. Because, last season, the reason that they did not win the league is because they couldn't beat Manchester City, if you remember correctly, right? 2 games against City, they couldn't beat them. And this season, they've managed to get points out of Manchester City, and still, yeah, it looks like it might not be good
Still
enough.
lagging, yeah.
But then at the same time, let's also consider this, right?
Sorry, I feel like you had a conclusion that you were getting to as to why you were bringing up those stats as to this fixture specifically.
Also, you're driving towards the point.
I'm actually trying to push you for a prediction.
Okay, I'm saying there are 2 sides to this coin. There's the Spurs being like a hard customer at home, especially against City in league games. And
In
there's-
recent history.
Yes. And there's this Manchester City side that does not look like they've got it in them to lose a game.
Especially in the running of a season when it's important.
Yes, but then,
City don't falter when I think the last time City didn't win the league was when Liverpool won the league 5 seasons ago. Am I correct?
The COVID one, yes.
And they weren't chasing for the title in the same way. It wasn't close like this in the last few games of the season, right? So Liverpool ran away with it a little bit. And I think I don't think I've ever seen Pep throw away, because this would be throwing it away. Losing or failing to win this game would be throwing away the league.
True.
I've not seen Pep do it anywhere. It would be, throwing away in terms of putting it in your own hands. City win this, it's in their own hands against West Ham at home.
No, fair game. And the other point in this whole thing is, you look at what City did to Fulham over the weekend. For some odd reason, I think somewhere, somehow, the powers that be at City see this game as a potential banana slip.
I think everyone does. The bookmakers obviously favor City, but it's not the greatest odds that you've seen from a City side in recent history. So I think everyone understands the importance of this game. This is the banana skin. If
It is
there
the
is
banana
one.
Considering
Statistically,
also the past-
City should not win this game. If
That's
we
what
go
I'm-
up,
yes.
if we're going according to
No,
the
granted. But
statistics.
so I'm saying what I'm saying. Sorry, Tepi. I'm saying what I'm saying because there's the matter of City are not winning 1-0, 2-0.
Most recently,
yes,
they winning 4-0s,
in understanding
5-0s,
that
yeah.
this might go down to goal difference.
Exactly.
There's also the matter of
If this game were to finish in a draw,
yes,
go on.
then I feel bad for Everton and I feel bad for West Ham come final day of the season
Because 2 teams that are good at scoring goals are going to go all out to give
But
you a thumping
if
on
it
Sunday.
ends in a draw, it's definitely advantage Arsenal.
3 goals is a big advantage to start
It's
Sunday with.
massive.
Because Arsenal can go to Everton and score 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's and
Which
they've
would
been doing
mean
that
City have to
consistently.
need to score
Again, Arsenal is
6,
also
7,
at
8.
home.
granted, and Everton have I want to say they just want to go on holiday. They done.
But why
they
do
are
I feel
safe.
like? Why do I feel like City is a more composed opponent? I feel like they are more composed, as opposed to an Arsenal.
But because they've been in this situation
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
The
Been
experience
there,
of
done
the
that,
managers,
yes.
the
Yes.
experience of the players. This is a young Arsenal side. Very few of them have any major honors at club level.
yeah,
Kai Havertz is the one that stands out, and that you can say
Champions
Jorginho's also got
Yeah.
a
Jorginho's
Champions
older,
League
yeah.
And the
in
two
their
they got
Chelsea.
from City.
The other aspect that we're not looking at, in as much as we're singing praises or City praises, right? We forget that Spurs actually also have something to play for here.
Champions League position.
Yes.
They're far off for that, though. So let's actually bring that up while we get into the lineups as we see them lining up. Tottenham Hotspur
They're
lining
5
up
points
with
away.
Vicario in goal. Dragoson, Romero, Pedro Porro, and Mickey van der Ven, who's been a revelation in his first season in English football. In midfield, we've got Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Papasar, and Bentancur, as my iPad decides to scroll down. Rodrigo Bentancur. Up front is Song Heung-min, James Maddison, and Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's had a great season for his age. Don't you agree, Super Sub? Brennan Johnson.
No, definitely. I think he's one for the future.
Wales have some serious talent here and there. It's unfortunate for them as a national team that the talent doesn't seem to always line up in the same generation.
They always have one or two players that are popping in a era,
like your Gareth Bale, your
Ryan Giggs,
Aaron Ramsey.
As we look at the Manchester City side, Edison in goal. Good to see him back.
Nice.
Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz. These are stalwarts. Akanji and Josko Gvardiol, who was phenomenal on the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Rodri and Mateo Kovacic. That's instrumental in terms of stopping that counter-attack from Spurs.
You can see what he's trying to do there.
Exactly. Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Boy, oh boy, choose the one who's going to hurt you. My goodness. And Erling Haaland, who's not been great against more difficult opposition. We rarely see him thrive against some of the lower league positions like Fulham's, Wolves, these sorts of teams.
Decent bench, your Alvarez's, your John Stones.
I mean, of course. And this is why, if you look at the Betway app, the odds for Manchester City with an odds boost on the Manchester City winner 1.42, Spurs are 6.00 for a win on this one. And a draw is more favorable than a Spurs win at 5.6. A draw more favorable at 5.6, Len? That's a tough reading for Arsenal fans.
Yeah, no, definitely. We look at this thing and we ask ourselves if City are able to lose games. But then again, like I said, Spurs have something to play for. They're just 5 points away from Aston Villa. And if Villa lose their last game of the season and Spurs go on to win tonight and win over the weekend, they put in themselves in a very good position to
But can we also talk about
as you pointed out rightfully, it's that 5-point gap between Spurs and Villa after their draw against. It was a very important draw against Liverpool last night.
Yes.
If they put themselves within 2 points of Villa would have to still then go on and lose their final game because the goal difference is still going to be too big for Spurs to catch Villa. But if Villa were, then they get into that fourth Champions League position.
But if Villa win the
Danko Super Sub, do you guys want waters? Are these the last ones?
For now, we're good. No, I was saying if
as we kick off at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, Spurs opening up with kickoff and in possession as we see Manchester City's hard press and Ange ball. Oh goodness! Pressure early on,
which is what you were gonna expect from a City team that is trying to unnerve themselves, maybe get that early goal just so that the nerves can settle. In as much as we say they've been in these situations before, but not as close as this.
Guys, but I'm so concerned about when you look at the last 4 matches that Spurs was not able to win. They're playing against, serious contenders, Liverpool losing against them, losing against Chelsea and Arsenal and Newcastle. So Man City to me is still it is actually the biggest team in the league as we speak. So given how unwell they have not done in the past 4 matches, they only won against Burnley because it's Burnley, right? So I think I'm more concerned.
They won against Burnley because it's Burnley.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah. So I'm concerned. If they lost against Liverpool, they lost against Chelsea, they lost against Arsenal. What does that say?
DeCarlo, welcome back. High line for life. Absolutely. You see it from both teams. Yeah, that's the funny one. Is like when Spurs are on the ball, their line is high, and so are City's. So very interesting.
But the matches that we speak about, the ones that Spurs lost, with the exception of the one that they lost against Arsenal, the games they lost were away from home. Newcastle was away from home. Chelsea was away from home. Liverpool was away from home.
Yeah.
So hence we went back to that stat that at the Tottenham Stadium, things might be different.
I mean, Okay, if you say so.
I mean, you can argue that against Arsenal, they held their own. They could have won that game.
Gift Real G saying easy City win. Super sub?
I don't think it's going to be an easy City win. You know, you can already see that Spurs are really, really going to be pressing very high in this game. And, you know, we know City tends to make those mistakes, you know, when they get under pressure. But it's one of those games that I think it's going to be very close. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
So both teams are actually going for the press as well.
Yeah.
Because you can see that
Definitely.
Spurs is also applying their own level of
And with
the
both
press.
teams, Erling Haaland being pulled up for a foul, it did look like a foul. Ange Ball is stubborn, says Gift Real G. If Tottenham Hotspur are going to roll over tonight, FIFA needs to intervene.
I don't
says
think-
Tabiso Klatshwayo.
I don't
I mean,
think
the
they will.
fans would roll over.
Yes, the
The
fans
fans 100% would roll over.
These players are professionals.
These players are professionals. Ange said it this week. He says he can't believe, he's like, he also wanted to see why the people in the media thought that real Tottenham Hotspur fans would want Spurs to roll over and lose this one just to spite Arsenal.
That's probably the dumbest thing ever.
And Ange says, not the real fans, not the fans in the stadium. Social media fans, sure.
Of course.
But fans in the stadium, definitely not. And he understands why Arsenal fans would be supporting Spurs tonight as well.
It's Benta, it's football. And
I
that's
mean,
how it
if
works.
Piers Morgan, who's I think the number one Arsenal fan,
No, he thinks he is. He's not.
it's
Wow,
supporting Spurs, yeah, you can tell the importance of this game for Arsenal.
It's. I mean, we also know, like, if it was an AFCON, for instance, and we needed Nigeria to beat Ghana,
We'd
we're
support
gonna rally
Nigeria.
behind Nigeria, despite what you feel about Nigeria.
Well, I'll never support
What did
anyone.
you?
Hey, my man.
I'm just saying, you're not
But then
supporting
even if the
them.
odds are to our
You're not
favor,
supporting them. You're
supporting them,
rallying
super
behind
sub.
them.
Yeah.
I will never.
I will support.
Oh, come on. You're gonna cut your nose to spite your face.
I'll be honest. If Liverpool were to be playing a game against Manchester City, Chelsea, whoever, and that game would mean that if Liverpool were to win that game, Manchester United would win a league title, I would begrudgingly be a Liverpool fan that day. I'd be like, come on, Liverpool, do us a favor.
And that's just
but
how
it would be
works.
begrudging. I wouldn't be happy to see it.
I've never had such from a Man United fan.
But that's
To
just
say I'd be a Liverpool fan for
yeah,
the
yeah.
day if it meant a title.
Yeah, I've never had that.
But that's just how it works.
It's just because it's never happened like it's happening today.
you know. So
But you would have heard it. I mean, for Man United to win a title, let Liverpool win one game so that you can win a title.
Super Sub is
Would
just
you-
being stubborn for no
would
reason.
would you want Manchester United to lose every game, even if they could win a game and help you win a title?
I don't need any.
Like, were you supporting, for example, Man United against Arsenal?
He
on
was
the
probably supporting Man United on Sunday.
No, let's hear him. I heard him say something.
no, I'm
Continue.
saying I'll never go out and say I'm supporting.
You will, but you won't say it.
No, I'll say I'll never go out and say I'm supporting United.
So you're gonna support in your heart.
No, so what I'm saying is in football, it's a game of numbers. If they lose the points. So I will be happy with that. But for me to support them, nah.
You're not supporting them. You're rallying,
You're rallying behind them
It's
because
not
it
gonna
works to your
change.
advantage.
Oh, and a save from Edison
It's not going to
as
change.
Benton
It's
Cool
not going to change
unleashes with a
anything.
left-footed shot.
I think he should have actually he went too straight, I feel.
Yeah.
If he could have just angled it more towards the side.
That makes up a first shot on target.
Even
eh?
Spurs fans are behind City today. And legendary me, thank you for that one. Also saying, wow, Tepi looking so gorgeous, darling.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yeah, it was too straight, but what a save from Edison.
Edison.
Important key save.
Moshima Moraswai. Sorry for the pronunciation of your surname, Moshima. Saying nothing makes me happier than seeing a girl who loves and understands soccer with two hearts.
Oh, I'm still getting there, my baby. Thank you.
Sonny needs to do some magic today. He
He's the
hasn't
danger
really-
man,
I haven't
right?
seen Son in a
Yes.
while.
He hasn't
guys.
really been,
Yeah, and he
a
started off
key
beautifully in
person.
the beginning of the season. Remember,
Spurs generally did.
That's what
I
they
think
do,
the
ne?
first 10 games.
they were leading, weren't they? Like
I
second
think James
position?
James
Yeah.
Maddison and Song Heung-min at the start of the season were absolutely flying,
were
while
on fire.
Spurs were absolutely flying, and their form dipped off with the teams as it began to dip off. But Spurs, good season for them. Super sub,
No,
overall?
very bad.
very bad season.
Yeah, very bad season.
Finishing
You
number
think
5 is back.
you've lost Harry Kane? You've improved on your position from last season, first season for a new manager.
If you look at it that way, but I feel like Spurs had a potential to be in a top 4. You know, they shouldn't be where they are right now.
And it's
you
gone.
know?
Yeah, and even fighting for a
It's
top
not
3,
gone.
considering how they started.
I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like
Top
it's.
4's
I don't
gone.
see
I mean,
Villa,
obviously, this
yeah,
result is also going to play a part. You know, but
If they were to win today, would you still say top 4 is gone for Spurs?
Considering Aston Villa are playing against
Villa, I
an
don't see
informed
Villa
Crystal
doing
Palace.
yeah, look, Villa that I saw yesterday as well. They're so resilient. You
Yep.
know. Yeah, it's difficult to say, but I feel like they shouldn't be where they are right now.
But
They had
Villa-
they had more potential. They showed potential to be like consistently in top 4 this
Ooh,
season.
there's a ball in for
But
Kyle
I think
Walker.
Villa are that could be a goal.
Oh, that is the
So
closest as it deflects wide.
Bruyne.
The deflection nearly helped City's cause there, but it looks like an offside flag against Kyle Walker, and
Jeez,
rightfully
he is
called. He's well offside.
He
Okay.
is a speedster of note.
Well done from the officiators for this one, because we saw in Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund where they blew up for offside without going to VAR, and it was as tight a tight call as you're going to see. I won't put my hat in the ring to say whether or not I thought that was offside or onside, but this is good
we are
officiating.
Oh yes,
from-
I remember that. Towards the end of
Yeah,
the match.
towards
Hey?
the
Yeah, it was
Yes, I
terrible.
remember.
That
Oh, yes.
that should not have happened. You know?
That's a disgrace from the VAR, from the officiators.
Though I
rather, by
still
not
say
going to
it
VAR.
was offside, but it should have been allowed. Play should have been allowed to continue.
but the referee
Absolutely.
didn't the referee come out after the game and apologize for his error in the whole thing?
They did. The officiators did. And in saying that, it was a terribly high pressure moment. But the problem is these sorts of things tend to happen for Real Madrid at home.
It's the Bernabeu.
It's the Bernabeu effect.
Yes,
The fans get on top of you.
yes, definitely. As
And the
King
ro-
saying
the
Madrid
roof
and
is
the refs
closed.
with a
You can't even
handshake.
breathe.
somebody was saying that they think that top 4 is gone for Spurs. If they
I
lose
think
this
it
game,
is.
if they lose this game, yes, we can categorically say it's gone.
Who are they playing
But
next?
their last game, Spurs is against.
Check.
If they fail to win this game,
They're
Yeah.
not gonna make.
they
top
can't
four.
make it because they can only have, they're 5 points behind. They have to win this game
They
in
need
order
6
to make the
points
four.
and
they're playing
hope
against
the other results goes their way.
They're playing against Sheffield United, guys.
Okay,
Those
so they can
3
get a
points
3 points
guaranteed
there.
there. And lots of goals guaranteed. But I just feel
Goal difference is too big.
but if Villa lose their last game and Spurs go on to win tonight and on Saturday,
6-0.
they're not gonna be on the same number because the difference is 5.
The-
3 is
isn't the
6.
difference 8 goals?
No, it's 5.
No, the difference in points is 5.
Yeah, but the goal difference is currently 8.
But if Spurs win both tonight and Saturday,
And Villa
draw against
against Crystal Palace.
well, there's the
I don't see that
possibility of
happening.
that.
Yeah, so then Spurs would need 7 goals against Sheffield United if they win this game by a solitary goal.
They could win by 2 or 3 goals.
They can't win by 2 or 3 goals, Len Moleko, I'm sorry to say.
That's
Not going to happen
Look,
In this game,
in this game.
Look, if Spurs draw,
Am I speaking...
At
Am I
best,
making
it's going to be a
sense?
2-2.
yeah, look,
If
anything,
Spurs manage to squeeze some sort of magical win out of this game,
yeah, no, look,
It's
Marco,
not gonna be
anything
by
is
2 or
possible.
3.
Eh? Anything is possible.
I
Like
think-
once you score the first goal, you know, the floodgates might just open. So it's difficult to say. But like going back to what I was saying, I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, even if they win. To be probably maybe 1-0.
2-1.
and also it's there's a level of caginess that both teams have. You can yes, they are attacking, but
They have to be conservative.
The-
This
the-
is a high stake match.
guys, can we stop talking about Seppi in the comments here and talk about
talk?
football a little bit? Come on.
Oh, guys.
Focus, guys. Focus, guys.
focus. But like I look, so far Spurs have managed to give a good account of themselves, even though mistakes here and there might end up being their undoing, because once you give Man City ball position, they will squeeze life out of you.
I think the game was sort of frantic. It's just starting to settle ever so slightly. Although Spurs still looking to play that, I mean, it's Angu ball, right? So I don't think Spurs ever look settled, in a difficult football match at least. But
Which is
City
something
just starting to look that little bit more settled. There's Phil Foden, who's my pick for player of the season. is starting to release things. Okay, Martin Odegaard, fine.
No, not even him. Like there's also, I think Oli Watkins is in the mix as well, right?
Watkins should be. There's also a
He's
top
done.
goal scorer.
He's done well for Aston Villa.
Yeah, he has.
Don't hate Marco. Tippy is the Beyonce of the show. Marco is jealous.
Michelle. Marco is Michelle.
You guys, I love you guys.
What about Haaland? Does he not? Is he not worth?
No.
He didn't play.
He didn't play enough games.
It's like
He had
Kevin
a
De
long
Bruyne.
spell
He
of
was gone last
injury.
season.
But he's
remember
still
towards the end of the year.
he's still the leading top goal scorer in the league, right?
Because that's
Because
what
he scored 5
is.
against Wolves. Come now.
But he's still the leading top goal scorer.
He is.
Is Erling Haaland your player of the season?
Not for me.
Okay.
But I'm saying, is he not worth?
Who is the
Getting-
underdog? Let's
No.
not talk. Can we not talk about the guys that are naturally going to be considered? Who do you think is an underdog when it
Isak.
comes
Cole Palmer.
to Isak, ne? Newcastle, right?
Cole Palmer, I think, would go for my young player of the season.
Palmer. But
First
you've been
choice.
talking Palmer.
Football writers have already
They've
said
decided.
it's what's it called? Foden.
For young.
Yeah.
But you
But
can't.
that is just football writers association.
Yeah, you see, for me, are you going to give Phil Foden both player of the season and young player of the season?
But if he's
And
footballer of the season
didn't
as
Phil
a young
Foden
person,
win young player last season?
yeah, he's still young.
He did. But I think for me, if you were to say, Marco, you've got absolute carte blanche, you choose who's player of the season,
You say
who's
Foden?
young player of the season. Phil Foden, player of the season. Cole Palmer, young player of the season. That for me makes the most sense. As Kyle Walker breaks into the box, looks
But
to cut back, but
He's-
the
he's
frantic
got a f-
Spurs managed to get back.
They're
and
not
put it out
picking
for a
him
corner
up,
kick.
you know.
Kyle
He-
Walker
he's-
getting the free reign of that right
He's
flank.
getting free reign on that right back, and he's gonna head them. If he was clinical with that cross, it had a potential to be a very, very good.
But also giving him the license, is it not a case of also trying to close the channels of his crosses and actually getting, because that's a line that Son is running from.
Yeah, it is. But you must remember, Walker is one hell of a player in terms of speed and all of that.
Yeah, he is exceptionally quick. Well,
So who's your underdog, Super Sub?
I've
You
already
think
given
Isak?
you, yeah.
Isak.
And you, Muleko?
Like I said, it's Palmer.
Palmer for you.
Yes.
And for you?
Isak to me has been excellent, Shem. Palmer has been very instrumental. I feel like in most cases, if Palmer were not there, then the team would have been even further down on the log.
No, he's been carrying.
very instrumental, yes.
He's been carrying Chelsea.
Basically, you know what I mean?
my underdog player of the season, the one that's like not obvious on the lips,
Who?
Douglas Luiz,
I don't know him.
Aston Villa midfield.
Yeah,
Don't
I
say
know.
that.
I know, but I'm just trying. And you see, I think for Villa, just like Arsenal, you can't pick out. Like if you had to pick out a player who's been instrumental for Arsenal this season,
Odegaard
Tottenham
is my
is
standout.
great.
outside of Odegaard, I think Kai Havertz is one of those.
Havertz has been
Lissandro Trossard has also been one of
Trossard is
those.
yeah.
So it's not necessarily.
Oh my goodness. And the slip up nearly
Cost.
putting in Phil Foden, who gets a save, who forces a save. Oh my goodness. What an opportunity that was. And what a fluff from the defender.
corner?
I didn't quite see who it was.
Again, also being squeezed. Oh,
Unbelievable mistake there.
nice
Great save
save.
by Vicario,
Yeah.
who stands big, playing that Danish. Oh, terrific save from Vicario. Makes himself big. Quick reaction save. Unreal goalkeeping by Vicario, keeping out Phil Foden. But what a mistake. You can't be doing that against City, surely. And it was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg
Yeah.
who made the mistake in defense there. Super sub.
Yeah, I think this game, the way they are cancelling each other, it looks like it's going to be won by those kind of mistakes, you know. I saw Kovacic had a scary slip there, but he managed to recover, you know. I think it's going to be one of those.
How impressed have you been with Vicario this season? He's been terrific for Spurs in goal.
And he just got here, ne?
Yep.
he's been terrific. He's done the necessary.
He's
things.
okay.
I think it's been so important for Spurs to get a really, really good goalkeeper in after the Hugo Lloris stint at Spurs. I mean, Hugo Lloris was a terrific goalkeeper for a very long time.
Yeah, and
then
it's
they
difficult.
it's always difficult to replace a top goalkeeper right away, right?
Yeah,
There's
it's
a level
difficult.
of nervousness that I'm seeing from both sides in terms of attack. They're not connecting with the balls properly. Yes, they are trying to penetrate. There's I wanna call it.
urgency.
I wanna call it. City actually look like they are the more urgent team. That not City look like the team with the most urgency. Whereas Spurs, it's almost as if like they're waiting to catch City on the break, on the counter, and get one or two of those dead balls like they've got a corner now. Hopefully they utilize it and actually get something out of it. Ooh,
Song
Sonny
Heung-min will be
moving
offside
to-
at this point. They will probably blow it up even. I mean, there's surely no point to playing on here.
It doesn't look like they're gonna blow it up.
Yeah, no.
I think they will. He was quite
Listen
clearly
to this.
offside.
Mochao Kobedi says, I want to see Pep on his knees today. No Diddy.
Oh wow!
No Diddy.
Oh wow!
Where is he? He never made his way to Cape Verde.
No, he's out there. He's still
he's
there
out
in Miami somewhere.
He's busy creating beef. But yeah, look, cancel each other. Like Super Sub was saying, it might be down to mistakes. Haven't seen anything of outside of the saves that were made, the one by Addison and Vicario as well. Not really. Yes, the game is nervy, I understand, based on the importance thereof. I thought he should have actually passed up there. It was a better option to take. Oh, what a lovely pass. Okay, that looked
The
like
big
it
Ebby, good point. If City slows down the game, it'll be chai. I agree. I think that's exactly what City need to do, is slow this game right down or play into their hands. Spurs want a frantic game.
Yeah,
It'll,
they do.
it'll
They
best
function. They
suit-
function in
Yeah.
chaos.
They
Absolutely.
function in tap.
Chaos.
Tap
So B
is chaos, Marco.
saying, so if Man City scores, will Tottenham Hotspur fans celebrate? I don't know if they'll celebrate there in the stadium, but certainly Spurs fans around social media will be
Again,
cheering.
Trying to play from the back, but without the level of comfort of the ball on your feet. Very dangerous. A lot of teams tend to do that.
Yeah, you can't lose the ball if you're playing from the back.
What's his face? I think even Burnley were very.
It actually cost Burnley the league.
Yeah. Well, their
The what you
status.
call the status, because you know
takes time,
to
playing
to
from the
play
back. It
from
needs
the back
practice.
with the kind of players that you have.
It's
Sometimes
all,
just
all well and good in the championship.
just
But
be
when
Stoke
you
City.
take this step up,
Yeah,
I agree. I think Burnley should have taken a stance and been more pragmatic at a point in the season.
it's survival.
I
First
think-
season it's about survival.
I think in December already, I would have been looking at company and thinking to myself, can I bring in Sam Allardyce? Can
But
I
also-
bring in
but-
someone of this
But
sort?
also take into
and
account.
get us safe.
Take into account that despite all the point deductions and stuff that happened, all the promoted.
Will they
teams
review
from
that,
last
Marco?
season,
Oh,
all
all
of them
gone.
are gone.
Well, I suppose Luton have a chance if they manage to do a 12-goal swing on goal difference to kick out Nottingham Forest on the final day. So if Forest lose their game by 6 and Luton win their game by 6, Luton will survive. Not
Never
going to
gonna
I
happen.
don't see it.
Yeah, 12-goal haul, it's done.
It's crazy. I don't see it.
And it was really curious to see because in that final game for Forest, it looked like they would beat Chelsea.
Yes.
It looked very strong for a Chelsea win and for a Forest at least win or draw.
What did
and
I
then
say
Chelsea
about
came back.
Chelsea again last week? I told
I
you they're
couldn't
gonna
believe
win.
it. I was still watching that game and I thought I'm gonna come talk to Tepi about this
Honey.
prediction of hers.
I'm trying to
There's
figure
something
out.
different about Chelsea.
I'm
now.
trying to figure out that like what's going on in this game. Like none of the two teams are really showing.
And
their
Kyle Walker
Walker.
being given the freedom of the pitch once again.
Let's see.
And it's another dangerous delivery. But if they keep allowing Kyle Walker opportunities to find people in the box, he will find
Eventually,
someone in the
he-
box.
You see what I was talking about with the break that they want to use with Son.
Yeah, but I've seen what they're doing. When Kyle Walker goes forward, Ruben Diaz cover for him. He moves, he tracks to the right to cover for Son.
But also Son almost like he doesn't go all the way forward. He almost stands like midway so that
He doesn't go with
his
him.
receiver-
So, because remember, Tottenham plays that the fast transition football where they have to have somebody on the line to try and break.
Yes.
So what I'm seeing is that when Walker goes forward, Son sort of like linger around the center circle. I mean the center line, and then Ruben Diaz will like track on the side.
Do you think that Spurs need their goal early? Because I think Song is going to be instrumental for Spurs today. I think if Spurs are going to get anything out of this, it's going to be Song.
I haven't
Do you
seen much
think-
of Medicine.
He's been playing calm, slick football. I've actually quite liked how he's played so far today. But yes, under the radar in a
Yes.
way. Do you think that Spurs need to get something early in this game? Because if they wait for too long, Song, the way that he's pressing, the high press game, the way that he's always on the run, on the counter attack, he's going to tire come the 70th minute. And he's not going to be as effective at the late stages of this game. He's going to get tired. That's
Yeah, I
for
know.
sure.
That kind of football obviously gets you worn out,
exhausting.
eventually. But
Yeah, so Spurs will need something fairly early in this fixture.
yeah, look,
I think
I'm-
both teams are obviously going for that. If we look at it from a perspective of who would the early goal benefit more, with City, we know once they score, they're probably going to
They
smell
might be on a
blood.
spree. But it's
And
quite
go for it.
interesting that right now, as it stands, you can't really tell who might be the person to break.
City have looked the most
Yeah,
threatening.
I guess.
because
Especially
Spurs
going
are
forward.
But the
making
thing
so
about
many
Spurs is
mistakes
that-
as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess.
If
But as it
Spurs,
stands, I don't know who is going to be the one to score the first goal. That's what I'm saying.
if Spurs were to lose today, Newcastle and Chelsea both have fixtures coming up. Newcastle's fixture is against Manchester United tomorrow night,
Yes.
I believe. And then Chelsea's next fixture will be against Brighton also tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
There's currently a 6-point difference between those sides. Newcastle with the most of the favorable goal differences.
Question for you, Marco.
Yes.
Gift Real G asking, how do you
Ooh,
feel
that was a
about
nice
Varane
pass.
leaving?
As an opportunity comes in for Spurs, well defended.
Go for a shot. Go for it.
I think that Varane, the sort of salary that
Yeah.
he would have been on, not great for the Man United books for them to renew just to be able to perhaps get a transfer fee for him. He's aged. I think that
and he's injury prone.
he's been injury prone this season. I think that Man United know that they need to shop in the centre back positions. It's going to be very important for
Yes,
them.
but also don't you think Varane leaving, he should? I know the next one I'm gonna say still has I think about 2 years left on his contract. Casemiro should also be the next one out the door.
I think that's very good news for Manchester United that Casemiro is still on contract because they're going to need that transfer money, probably Saudi League.
Yeah.
They're going to need those transfer fees to help them go back into the market. And Casemiro is going to be hot property for Saudi League.
But he's
And he's
very
going to be
unlucky
worth a
as
very
person.
good figure because he's a top player.
He is.
Regardless of recent
He's un-
performances,
yeah, unlucky.
regardless of this season, Casemiro is a top world-class midfielder.
No, of course.
And
Very
he
determined.
should command a very good transfer fee from the Saudi
He's
League.
won how many Champions Leagues with Real
I
Madrid?
believe it was 5. I think it was 5 Champions League medals
quite
with
a
Real
considerable
Madrid.
number.
So he's
Perhaps
been a
it was
winner.
4.
He's won league titles, so
And then
he's a good player. But then again, it sometimes feels like there's a level of uncomfortability that he has playing as a centre back at Man United.
Of course, he's not a centre back.
yes.
And how do you
And
defend
you
alone?
could-
There's no midfield in that Man United side. Eric Ten Hag's tactics allow players to run at you. How's a player the age of Casemiro supposed to deal with Premier League strikers running at you with pace?
Can't believe we're discussing Man United, honestly.
We're just making a reference. Relax.
So those are my views on the Varane transfer.
yeah.
I think it's good timing for him. I hope that he has a move. Perhaps, I mean, I'd love to see him in like PSG or something. It would be great to see
I still
would
Varane playing
would
in
PSG
France.
want to take him on though?
I think so, depending on what his salary requirements, etc.,
Yeah.
would be like. I'd love to see him in French football, and I think Raphael Varane is more than good enough to go back to the French league. It's not like his time is over. We've seen terrific performances from Varane this season and last at Manchester
But
United.
also remember, PSG, I don't think that would be an option. I don't see them signing him because if you look at how things are going and the way PSG are going about their new model now.
They seem to be going young.
They're going young. They're not buying prima donnas and Hollywood superstars anymore.
Varane is a calm, cool customer. He doesn't like blow his horn or throw anything out.
But
he's not. He's not like a showboater.
But he would still be regarded as a marquee signing based on his caliber.
Yeah, perhaps. I would love to see that though. To be honest, that's the move. And I think that no matter the salary demands actually from Rafael Varane, he'd be a great signing on a free transfer.
Why do I feel like Son is a one-trick pony? When he does the step overs, it's almost as if like he shows the defender where he's gonna go and ends up going where he shows the defender that he's going.
No, I think that he's done enough damage to Premier League defenses for a long enough time to say that if they knew what he was gonna do, they'd be able to stop it.
Just like Vinicius Jr.
Yeah,
same thing.
But you must remember, Vinny's got the speed of Vinny and the speed of Son is not the same.
I wouldn't know.
I can tell you now, Vinny
Who's
is much
faster?
faster than Vinny's faster than Son.
you're saying Song's not quick enough to hurt you?
It's
Song Heung-min is not quick enough to absolutely hurt you.
No, I think his decision making while he's doing his step overs,
Speed.
It's not.
Ball has come
connecting,
crucified
He's
for me.
quick, that guy.
Who's quick?
Son.
I'm not disputing his quickness. I'm just saying that Vinicius is quicker than him.
Mateo, I'll touch on this very quickly because I want to get back to Man City versus Spurs. But Marco Reus to get a Champions League trophy, that would be beautiful. But if you remember, Gianluigi Buffon deserved the Champions League trophy and Real Madrid sorted that out very quickly as well. So
There's no guarantees.
Dortmund are really going to be reaching to try and win the set. But it's a possibility, and it would be really, there would be no one in world football I'd be happier for than Marco Reus to win a Champions League trophy to say goodbye to Borussia Dortmund in the right way, a team that he's given absolute dedication and commitment to. He would deserve it.
So if you are Spurs right now,
Legendary me saying Vinny has the same speed as Light, so yeah.
Oh, that's crazy
He's-
fast.
Yeah, he's absolutely.
Vinicius is
He is
extremely
blitz,
fast.
but his decision making sometimes is questionable.
Usually, a lot of speedy players have
An inability, I think, because it's so fast that his decision making might take a dip.
decision making
Yes.
defeats them.
I
A lot
agree.
of speedy players.
Yeah, I mean, so many chances that he always gets, and he doesn't convert them as much as he should be.
Listen, I will be the last person in world football
World football.
Okay,
at
well, now
all.
world
I'll be the
football.
last person in the whole football world to criticize Song Heung-min. I think he's a
No, I'm
phenomenal
not
player.
criticizing him. I
like
think
him.
no.
I think
He's a proper.
He's a talent.
He's a proper baller. I was just
You've
saying
called
that,
him a one-trick pony.
but he keeps doing the same trick and losing the ball instead. He
Is
has not.
that a criticism?
He has not had a successful dribble in this game.
Yeah, actually, their speed, according to what I've just researched, it's 1.5 kilometers difference, 1.5 kilometers per hour difference.
That's a big difference.
That's
Not when it's 17 kilometers per hour. How fast?
Sun Heung-min is 34.4 kilometers per
That is
hour.
outrageous.
Wabon.
And Vinicius
Vinny?
Junior is
35 and
36.
36.
But
No,
that
that's
makes
so
a
quick.
huge difference.
That
when it
is so
comes to-
fast.
Exactly. It's a huge difference if you were to run from 0 to
And
100.
also now imagine doing that, running that fast, and still being able to, trying
deliver.
to
Yes,
jump over the
maneuver.
ball and whatnot.
Exactly.
It's difficult.
It's a challenge.
Sikhli, I want to touch on this quick. Like I said, I want to get back to City versus Spurs, but Bayer Leverkusen not praised enough for 50 matches unbeaten. Wow. I think they are adequately praised, and rightfully so. It's absolutely incredible achievement by Xabi Alonso and his team. And I saw a post today saying, who are you choosing? And it was a picture of Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, Xabi Alonso, and Jurgen Klopp. And I thought to myself, guys, let's not get carried away.
But Ancelotti
It's a
is the
no-brainer.
man, guys.
It's Pep.
No, for me
No,
it's Carlo.
to me it's Ancelotti. Yes.
Guys, it's Pep Guardiola.
For me it's Carlo
Me
Ancelotti.
too.
Anyway, okay. Well,
Don
legendary
Carlo.
me saying
Don
Spurs
Carlo.
are managing the game so well. They certainly are.
So far they are.
They are.
I'm very surprised because since City toned down the game and we said it will be favorable to them, Spurs have managed to calm themselves down as well. And they're not paying it that same sort of frantic, frizzy energy. And they're getting some sort of control of possession of the ball, shifting it around nicely, and perhaps recovering some energy for that closing down. For that closing down in Haaland, my apologies. Gift Realty, you with me, bro? It's Pep. Like I don't
No,
know.
it's
I don't
Don
understand.
Carlo.
No, but legendary me is on some Don
It's
Carlo.
Don Carlo, guys. Okay, between the two of them, who's got more Champions League titles?
We already know that. Like, duh.
Oh, Ruben Diaz with all those mistakes. He's not really reading the game very well right now.
Don Carlo also got fired from Chelsea.
Yeah, everybody's got been fired from Chelsea.
Even Mourinho was
Guys.
there, guys. Come on.
I'm a big fan of Don
Pep
Carlo.
would have gone to Chelsea and he
But-
would have been fired.
but
during
listen
the,
to me- listen to me nicely now.
Ibrahimovic era.
Listen to me nicely.
Roman Abramovich, sorry, not
Pep
Ibrahimovic.
has 11 titles in 14 seasons. Carlo has 6 in 30 years. That's all I'm saying. That's what King said. And
Okay,
I agree.
but
listen
my-
to me
my-
nicely. What Pep Guardiola inherited in Man City and what Carlo Ancelotti inherited at Real Madrid is two very, very different things. And you can't compare them right now. I think Pep
Yes, but I
Guardiola,
feel
in
like
terms of how
sometimes
he turns
inheriting
around it.
something that is a well-oiled machine and maintaining it is a bigger challenge sometimes, as opposed to then coming
Also-
into something to build.
Also remember that Carlo inherited a squad that was being ripped apart in a way, where the likes of your Ronaldos were leaving, Benzema was leaving, whoever. I think from the sunshine Real Madrid side, he only got left with Toni Kroos, Luka Modric.
Those are old-ass niggas.
There's a lot of them. Nacho, Carvajal,
Eder Militao.
Tao,
But those were like they were
Couture. There's a
they-
lot of players that
I'm
he,
not-
he inherited a championship-winning squad. That's the
So,
bottom line.
Listen, I'm not trying to say that Don Carlo is not a top manager, and he's my second choice for the best manager in world football currently today, but Pep is Pep.
Okay.
I think that there's only one manager that I
With
would
his-
put above Pep in the history of world football.
with these 134 charges.
Yeah, okay, fair point.
I mean, it's
And-
just a question.
And Pep has,
Are those Pep's charges? Come on now.
guys,
He's
for me,
complicit.
No,
I
come
think
on
there's
now.
only one manager.
At the end of the day, there's 11 players that are going to the field. And he does magic with those players. And you can't take that away from him.
and building the right players and building the right squad. And Pep Guardiola, he builds.
This
a
is the
style
man
of
that
football.
introduced to us the greatest footballer to ever lived.
Introduce who?
Lionel Messi
Lionel
to world
Messi.
football.
Oh, I see. Wasn't Lionel Messi in?
He promoted-
Is it Frank Rijkaard? Was it not Frank Rijkaard who actually gave him his first
Who,
before Pep took over as head coach?
listen,
I'm just asking.
I agree with Super Sub. Lionel Messi
Lionel
was
Messi is
given the
Lionel-
platform to be the greatest player in the world
By
by
Pep.
Pep Guardiola, by allowing the team to play the tiki-taka style that suited Lionel Messi. And he helped build Messi into the player that he became.
entire
He was an incredible raw talent. He was. Lionel Messi was an incredible raw talent. Of course.
I wouldn't say raw talent.
But-
He got crafted at La Masia.
Okay, Sir Alex Ferguson built Cristiano Ronaldo, did he not?
He did.
He was an incredible raw talent before, but do we not give Sir Alex Ferguson for making Ronaldo the best player on the planet?
Look,
Eventually, he became. I don't think when Ronaldo went to Real Madrid, he was the best player on the planet.
Everyone else in the world seems to think so. He
he
won
had
a
won the Ballon d'Or.
Because Man United won the Champions League.
He won the Ballon d'Or.
So who was the best player in the world?
At the time, there was quite a number of them.
No, but who won the Ballon d'Or at that time? The
You mean the
greatest
Messi
accolades
or-
in football.
This would be 2009, right? Geez, there was quite a number of them. There
Look,
was-
Marco, I think let's move on from this one.
So
Drogba's
the
of
game
this
getting
world.
frantic in terms of the tackles. Bentancur picking up a yellow card for a very late tackle, stopping a counter attack. That's taking one for the team in the 35th minute for a midfielder or attacking midfielder, I suppose.
which clearly stipulates or shows that Spurs did not come to this game to play games. Well, they are playing a game, but
Figuratively.
they weren't here to play. They're not here to play games. They're here to, at best, at least maybe get away with a point. At best, at worst, get away with a point. Because if you look at the balance of play in the past 5 minutes, I would say I've seen more Spurs
Spurs
on the
now,
ball
yeah.
than I did City.
Yeah, and Spurs are managing City so well in the middle of the park. City are unable to penetrate and get forward. In the past 5 minutes, it's just been Spurs, in my view.
But the thing is, can Spurs maintain this jigsaw puzzle that they're playing here? Can they maintain it for 90 minutes?
Currently, at the pace of the game right now, I think they can. It's not frantic, like we said earlier. They're managing the game really well. They're on 58% of the possession in the game so far, with more touches and more passes than City as well. So the stats are looking good with 2 shots apiece and 1 shot on target each. I think that Man
clever
City,
play.
the one stat that's in City's favor is that they've had the best opportunity of the game so far.
Yeah, that would be the
Phil
save,
Foden
yes.
chance with the save from Vicario. But really terrific game and showing serious quality from Spurs, because it's not like City are playing badly, Super Sub.
No,
It's-
they're not
Spurs
at all.
are just playing really, really well.
Yeah, and they're keeping their line, and everybody at Spurs, they're always like on the guard. You know, when they lose the ball, they always run back to stay in the line. They're not really losing their shape at all.
And this is Spurs playing really well and dominating possession at home, but dominating possession against, let's not make 2 words of it, probably the best team in world football, besides
like
perhaps
City.
Real Madrid.
No, City is definitely the best football team in world football.
Everything, it's
One of the
contention. Yeah.
best, not the best.
No,
I think
If
they
they
are-
were the best,
I
then
think
they'd
there's
be
only-
Champions League
there's-
right now.
I don't know. They
Them being
were
knocked out of the
unlucky to be
Champions
knocked
League,
out by Real
it was-
Madrid.
For me, I feel like it was
And that
circumstantial more than anything.
is poor decision making from Josko Gvardiol, because a simple tap across goal is the easier thing to do there. To tap it to Haaland is the easy thing to do.
Yeah, look.
Get over the ball, tap it to Haaland, and that's a tap in.
That's a defender trying to do.
That's the defender that has been scoring
He's flying
goals.
high.
He scored 2 goals on
He's
Sat-
very
on
You know,
Saturday.
confident. Yes.
so it's
So he
you
thinks he
kind
has
of
the
like forgive
ability.
him in a situation like
Yeah.
that.
But that could be costly though.
Well, it could be, but you kind of forgive him for trying, because he has gotten it right.
As well as Spurs have been doing, it shows you how costly a 0-0 is in the Premier League, especially against the Man City. You can dominate play, etc., etc., but if you're not leading on the goals, they can just tear you apart 1 second to the next.
So if you are Postecoglou, it goes 0-0 at halftime. Do you go same approach, or do you go?
I think you have to
go
go
for
same
broke?
approach, because if you go for broke, then you're going to get punished. I think that you have to just do this and hope that you get an opportunity to score.
And be
And
clinical
just-
in that finish if you
and-
do get that opportunity.
Yeah, the only thing that I would perhaps change is I would try to defend my flanks a little bit better. I think that Spurs are defending a little too narrow for their own good. And once again, the next best opportunity in the game so far is from the left fullback, Josko Gvardiol, on the left wing. And Kyle Walker has had the other great opportunities to get the ball into the box. He's been given too much freedom in the right flank. And the
was it
referee
really
blows
a
up for
foul?
a foul.
Interestingly enough, I think I haven't seen enough of Phil Foden, except that one chance that he had.
I haven't seen Haaland either.
Haaland is being pocketed.
Exactly.
And the channels that Kevin De Bruyne would be finding, those are worried faces. Channels that Kevin De Bruyne would be trying to find. I think Spurs have made it a mission to make sure like they close those channels.
And if they pocket De Bruyne, then that means Haaland is not supplied.
So the only one person that I've seen being active and being on the ball more times than anybody else has been Kyle Walker. And it's as if like they're being intentional to allow him to run free and run riot on that wing.
That could cost you big. Super Sub, question for you.
Yep.
Obviously, we're busy celebrating Spurs for the quality of their performance so far in this game. Do you think the hype of this fixture all week, I mean, it's probably been 2 or 3 weeks of hype for this fixture where people have been looking forward to it and saying this is the game. And all of the questions of, are Spurs going to roll over because it would favor Arsenal if they were to get a result from this fixture? The performance is terrific. Do you think the hype of the game has gotten into the players saying, we have to prove today that we are professional? We have to prove that we're going to trust the integrity of the game. Because let's be honest, the chances of them getting a Champions League position are almost nil. The chances of them being caught in 5th position is almost nil. Their position in the league is pretty much set. They will finish 5th.
Come on, I
But-
think the ref is being too harsh. That
Yeah,
was not a
so
foul.
I think to answer you, Marco, I don't think the hype that was going around
You did kick him.
in the lead to this fixture has got any bearing to what the players were going to come out and do today. You know, I think these guys knew that is a game that they want to win. If you look at the past games that Spurs have lost as well, they lose fighting, and I didn't think for a second that they were going to roll over.
And you said it at the beginning, not an easy win for City.
Nope.
You expect City to go on and win this game, but it won't be easy.
They're going to have to fight for it. I mean, second half, they're going to have to try and do things differently.
I still say, like Henza said, that it's form versus that
History.
historical mental edge that Spurs might have. Spurs will look at the history books and say,
We've done it before.
we haven't actually lost against this team at home in the league. So we're gonna push and make sure that we're not gonna lose against them at home. So at the same time, what might be playing in Spurs' favor is the fact that, or not, let me not say it's a fact, but like it's the point that
That ball is out.
Was it?
Yeah, that ball was out.
Well,
Linesman,
if they are
nothing.
to score from this VAR, we'd have a look at it.
Ooh, I see what he
That was
was
the
trying to do.
wrong choice there from James Maddison. Was it Madison? No, I think I'm mistaken. It might have been Bentancur who chose the wrong pass there. As Bernardo Silva, you don't want him coming in on his left foot like that, but it falls into the grateful hands of Vicario.
I was making a point. What point was I making? Now I forgot. Oh, like for Spurs, it's the urgency is now going to be with City, because them seeing a draw, they going to push more bodies forward and trying to get a goal. And
which
so the
might
way
play into the hands of Spurs.
sorry,
Which might play into Spurs'
Yes.
hands if they sit deep, absorb the pressure, hit on the break.
Yes.
Yeah, because what you're saying, Len, I foresee Pep sacrificing a player like Kovacic, and then for a player like Doku, and get one between Silva and De Bruyne to fall back inside.
Yeah, have someone more enterprising than Kovacic, who's currently in there to break up the play with Rodri.
Yes.
And perhaps partner Rodri with someone who will be more enterprising going forward. Perhaps, like you say, Doku, allow Foden to play inside with De Bruyne and put Doku wide on the left.
And it's the numbers that Spurs are able to get when they lose the ball, and
They're showing real commitment to this game. And a pass astray from Rodri,
something
the
very
occasion perhaps
unusual.
getting to him?
like I
Or
said,
it's just a pass astray? Are we reading too much into it?
Yeah, look, I think we're reading too much into it, because I'll tell you what, these guys are very composed usually, and I don't think pressure really gets to them. Look, I'm not saying it might not be, I'm not ruling out that, but I just think it's just one of those where it's just an error in technique,
Didope and Mateo actually having this discussion in the comments here, saying Doko will come on and at half time and 0-0. Terrific.
Wow,
done.
that was. You can see
get back
that
to that now.
Done,
there's
yeah.
a swag about Spurs and the way they're approaching, like they're throwing everything at making sure that we are not going to concede.
True. Basically,
Kevin
the
De Bruyne,
defense as
it looks
well
like
as
an
the
offside
keeper are
call would have been
working.
given there
would have been
anyway.
offside.
But it looks like it was the hand that was forward.
That is terrific
Yes,
defending.
any part
Just-
of your body
Beautiful.
that if it's forward, it's an offside.
No, not any part. Any part that's able to play the
Play the
ball.
ball.
So the shoulder was ahead, the head was ahead of play. Pep going into the tunnel. Is halftime been blown?
Looks like it. Yes,
It
at
has.
halftime.
So that's halftime. What a terrific first half.
Imagine-
This is Onside Z8 to watch
But
along.
not
Brought
as
to you by
eventful.
Betway. Get way more. Remember to place your bets on the Betway app. And if you are joining as a new user, use the affiliate code Onside ZA. Tippy, darling, your
Terrific half,
thoughts on the
Marco.
first half? I thought so.
Not as eventful as I was expecting, but like I said, because this is one of the decider when it comes to matches, so they have to be quite conservative, and that's exactly what we saw.
Imagine, Marco, I'm just like, this just came through to my mind right now. Imagine if Manchester City loses, right? And then Arsenal go lose their last game.
What a mess.
Why are you laughing?
At home
Hey, this
against
man's
Everton.
cool.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
Everton can show you flames. You don't know.
Well, not just necessarily. As we see a replay of that
That-
Or
Højbjerg
vice
mess up.
versa. You
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say Everton showing you flames, but the occasion might get to players, especially young players like Arsenal players.
or
You
draw.
never
Because
know.
But
a draw is not good enough.
But here's the thing. I think for the longest time we've been saying Arsenal players not matured enough, and outside of the Aston Villa game, I think they've shown
They've
a
been
level
excellent.
of they've showed a level of maturity that
I'm only speaking to the possibility. I think Arsenal have been phenomenal. I don't want to criticize
Yeah, I know,
them.
no.
I think
But
that
I was just like
this
throwing
will
out
be
there.
this will be the most cruel second place finish in the history of football.
No, bro. No,
The
no,
previous one was the most.
No,
cool.
not even. The Aguero one was cruel.
Was cruel to Manchester United because
Yeah,
of the
that
last
was.
minute.
I've never seen something
I
like
don't
that in
know.
my entire life.
I think Man United
There was also
lost. Man United also Everton actually changed that. There was in the build up to that finale.
There was Liverpool one as well.
no. Same season there was like Pirates and Morocco Swallows when
It's
Gordon
Ajax.
Egerton. No. It was
Listen,
Swallows.
I understand.
Swallows, I
in
think,
terms,
was second.
In terms
I
of the
remember
drama,
Ajax being second, coached by Ingerson.
No. It was Swallows.
Oh, okay.
It was Swallows. I
No,
remember.
speaking of
Okay.
Swallows and
Benny
Orlando Pirates,
McCarthy,
how
in
upset
fact-
are you?
Huh?
No, may I just say, how upset are you that Orlando Pirates had that one chance this past weekend?
Look, we don't deserve second
Like
place.
they had a chance because Stelly's actually lost.
We
They
don't-
had
we
one
don't
chance
deserve-
to
we-
just come home with a
We,
win.
we don't deserve. If you're asking me, a super sub who support Orlando Pirates, I'm
that's-
saying we don't deserve second place. You don't get an opportunity
Like
like that
that?
and not capture.
Come on.
well, listen, Stellies definitely deserve second place with the quality of their performances over the course of the season.
And
yeah,
also you must
but
remember.
I mean, last week was a clear decider. Orlando Pirates, all they had to do was win.
Also remember when it comes to this time of the season, Richards Bay needed to pull away.
Hey, Mara, imagine losing to Richards Bay also on top of that.
Richards Bay needed to pull away because Cape Town Spurs because I think Cape Town Spurs were like 5 or 6 points behind them.
Probably,
So
let me
they
check.
needed to pull away.
I get it.
So
So
those kind of
basically, Richards
teams,
Bay wanted it more than Orlando Pirates did.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Imagine.
if you looked at Richards Bay and their remaining fixtures, I think they're still gonna play Stellies and they've got Cape Town City as
There's
well somewhere in the
Intelligence
mix.
City, so 2 Cape Town cities,
So
Western Cape cities.
They had to
teams.
find a game whereby they could negotiate getting 3 points.
Yes, and also they're trying to just make sure that they throw Royal AM under the bus. If they win the next 2 matches or even the next match, really, then yes, they actually have an opportunity to then leave relegation altogether. And then Swallows and Royal AM will have to just fight for their place.
Swallows safe at this point. They need 1 point to run away from Richards Bay
Yes.
and guarantee their status in the PSL next season.
Oh, so Sundowns won earlier today. I forgot
Yes.
they were playing.
So then Royal am I really in trouble?
They
Royal
are.
M can really be in trouble after they lost this weekend.
And it doesn't help that the next 2 matches they're playing Super Sport and then they're playing Swallows.
Supersport
That's not
is-
going to help them.
Supersport is drawing conclusions with every game. So they currently cannot negotiate a win anyway.
Yes, I mean their last 2 matches are 2
if
draws.
Royal AM loses their next match and Richards Bay wins,
That's what I'm saying.
they are in that danger position.
Yeah.
Well, they will go into the playoffs.
But
And they've
Richards
done
Bay
that.
have
No,
to beat
Chipa
Cape
has
Town
done
City
that.
on Saturday.
And
there.
Stellies.
And Stellies,
And Stellies.
2 Western Cape, Western Province teams that are
Hey,
strong.
it's a big ask.
Yeah.
But Stellies lost to Morocco Swallows.
That happens. I was not expecting that to be anything. It was either or.
I think
happens.
Swallows are fine. Swallows are good.
Yeah.
They need 1 point from 2
1
games.
point, yes.
Realistically.
But I think the people
Yeah, once you get above 30, you
And like you
almost
said-
guaranteed.
Like
Yeah.
you said, Supersport already drawing to conclusions.
Supersport is looking forward to next season. They're already done with this season.
yeah, so there's
They know where they are and they're okay.
Back to this fixture, guys. I think we got distracted. Halftime, super sub.
again we playing the halftime games on,
The halftime
on
games
our
even?
Betway apps. We should have been
we
playing
should be
those.
playing.
Playing every Who's
Yes.
playing, guys?
Guys, it's a tense game. But let's play one.
Excuse me.
Okay. No, granted. But like, yeah, back to this game. I look, I think Spurs will be the happier of the 2 teams.
In terms of performance.
Yes, after the first half.
And scoreline?
Spurs will also be the happier of the 2 teams. It's now what's Pep gonna do? What changes do you make? Do you personnel change? Do you keep things as they are maybe until the 60th minute? Or do you make your changes now? Because if you make changes now, it looks like it's panic station. And you don't want to look like you're already panicking.
And knowing Pep and having watched him coach this team, he does not make changes. You will play like this until maybe the 70th minute. And that's when you'll start looking at making changes. He's very stubborn in that regard.
But
And
then if Spurs go on to score a goal, then what? Does he keep the personnel the same? Does he make changes?
well, it depends. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about what I have seen. You know, if you can go on the history, you'll see that a lot of the changes that he makes comes very late in the game.
So, are we talking personnel changes or tactical changes here? Because let's focus on the tactical changes from a Spurs perspective. I mentioned in the first half the freedom that Kyle Walker has been given on that right flank, and Spurs seemingly very specifically trying to defend very narrow and allow City possession on those wings. And I think that can really undo them. Is that something that Angie needs to look at? Maybe have the defensive midfielders like
Pulling on the side.
Højbjerg come in to the center and
flank,
allow
yes.
the fullbacks to defend wide and say, listen, Mickey van der Ven, you've been coming in narrow to stop the likes of Bernardo Silva, to stop the likes of Phil Foden, De Bruyne. You've been coming inside to defend that, right? Stop that job. Give that job to Højbjerg, and you go wide and make sure that Kyle Walker isn't being given the freedom of the pitch there.
They're gonna have to do that because if you look at the half chances that City had, they are coming from that flank. It's the most effective. It's the most effective side on City. They were actually showing that 50% of City's play it's on the other side.
And I think technically defending the flanks, allowing if you make sure that the players on the flanks aren't given the freedom, the coaches talk about this all the time, is that having one player force players extremely wide to the touchline gives you an extra defender. So we call the touchline the extra defender because if you get tight enough onto the wide player, the extra defender is the touchline because they can't go that way. They have nowhere to go. So if you push players that wide, then you've got an extra man on the pitch in many ways.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very important for Spurs to figure out a way to deal with that, or to absolutely punish Spurs, or to absolutely punish City for allowing their players to go forward. So you have to, the space vacated by Kyle Walker, you have to abuse that space so that he thinks twice about going forward late in the game. Those are the two options that you have from Spurs. In terms of personnel changes from a Spurs perspective, I think it's going to be very early to say that Angie should go to his bench as yet. I don't think he'll want to, right?
It wouldn't make any sense unless if you want to avoid getting a red card, because we already saw that what's his face got a yellow card in the
yes, Bentancur. And we've got Dejan Kulusevski on the bench there ready to come on. I think he's could be an option.
Yes.
Giovanni Lo Celso, quality player. He
yes.
can do a lot to unlock Manchester City. And Oliver Skip has been an impressive player for
Skip is
Spurs.
right. He plays right back for
yes.
thingy,
So
right?
he might be one to help with that tactical adjustment we were
Emerson
talking
Royale
about.
is
of
also
defending.
not bad.
Yeah, so there are options for Spurs on the bench. And I think that he won't be in a hurry to get to that bench, Ange. But
there's no need, honestly. I think
there's no need.
they've
But I
managed to
think
contain City.
Kulusevski would be my pick, right? If I want to go punish City shortly.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think if I were him, I would leave it as is. You know, I think they've managed to contain Manchester City, and they've had sort of like fair chances. If they can just do the same and get more of those chances and be clinical, then they can hit City. Because I mean, if they can just manage to sneak one in, the entire game change.
No, fair enough. I hear you on the entire game changing. And it will also be a frustrating period of time should Spurs score a goal. City are going to throw everything but the kitchen sink, more than they already are right now, which has got the potential to make them vulnerable at the back as well. So I think the second half, the approach of the second half is going to go with, does Ange keep the way he was going and hope that he catches City from a mistake? or what becomes the whole approach from him? Because, like I said, advantage is with Spurs right now more than anything from the balance of play and the team that had the better ball position. They enjoyed a lot of the ball position in the first half.
I think if there's going to be tactical changes from Manchester City, it will include a change from the bench. I think that the way that City's currently set up, there will have to be a personnel change to change anything in terms of how they want to impose themselves on this game. And you picked it out quite early on, Super Sub. Kovacic would be the player that you're going to have to sacrifice to bring in someone who is a little more enterprising, like a Julian Alvarez,
Doku, right?
like a Jeremy Doku,
Yes.
like a Jack Grealish. You
Grealish,
can
yes.
bring in any of those sorts of players, and oh my goodness, there's a lot of quality.
But does
Oscar
it-
Bob is another one that springs to mind. I don't think he'll be selected in this game for that job. I think that he's
Too much
his
of a
time
bigger
will
role.
come.
His
His time will come. But I think that Jeremy Doku is an option. Jack Grealish is certainly an option. His hangover from last year's Champions League treble win might be waning ever so slightly. And I think that Julian Alvarez is another one that can come on and impose himself on this game.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Um,
definitely. No, look, there's enough personnel to sway the game to City's favor. You know, it's just how he plays with them. You know, because again, also, I mean, I said Kovacic. You know, the midfield is what it is because he is breaking that play. You know, he is sort of like going toe to toe with a player like Sa. You know, so it's gonna be difficult. You know, if he sacrifice a player like Kovacic and if you can look at the ball position, City is not like really dominating, so it might be also problematic. So it will be interesting.
City.
It will be
generally.
interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, looking at those stats as you're bringing them up, 54.7% possession for Tottenham Hotspur, 1 shot on target with 3 shots in total. Those stats perfectly balanced between the two sides. Each have had a single shot on target and 3 shots in total. More touches for Spurs, more passes for Spurs, even though it's perhaps ever so slightly. More tackles, fewer clearances, which is interesting, and more corners for Spurs in this game, showing that they have been the dominant force in a way, but a dominant force that's perhaps not had the better chances necessarily. As we see the race for the title, currently, as things stand, both Arsenal and Manchester City are on 86 points, with Arsenal with a favorable goal difference of 61 and Manchester City's favorable goal difference of 58. The other stat that we're seeing there, Len Moleko, is the goals for stat for in favor of Manchester City, which means that were City to go on and match goal difference,
Yes.
let's say match it, they would be handled the title on goals for.
Is it goals for, or does it not go to head first?
No, I believe it's goals for, but I will
We'll,
look
need,
up
we'll,
that.
we'll just need to check on that, and then we'll
But I believe it would be the goals scored. So the goals scored. So
What are we talking about? Goal scored where?
should
Goals scored.
should both teams finish on the same goal difference and on the same
Points.
points?
Okay. Okay.
I
and
have
which other option is there if it's not goal scored?
there's head to
Head-to-head.
head, there's goals scored,
Oh, yes, okay.
there's goals against.
I will
Goals
give you
scored,
that
goals
next
away.
year, but I believe it is the goals scored. So
Which also goes to show what I was saying earlier on, that City actually realized that we need to sort out this goal difference thing because it might hurt us in the end. And that is why they've been free scoring. I mean, if I look at it now, in their previous 3
okay,
games.
so here is the official rules to that, and I was correct. If any clubs finish in the same number of points, their position in the Premier League table is determined by goal difference. Then the number of goals scored, then the team who collected the most points in the head-to-head matches, then who scored the most away goals in the head-to-head matches. That is the sequence of deciding factors if things were to be level on points come the end of the season.
And it makes sense
as
why,
things stand.
Yes.
That is where it's going, and we're about to kick off
I
for
was
the
saying
second half
it
at the
makes
Tottenham
sense
Hotspur
also
Stadium.
why Arsenal, it's as though, and I said this earlier, in the year that, Arteta was already making sure that his boys do not go home with, more than 2.5 on an average match, because I think he kind of was able to anticipate that it might get to a point where the goals are going to be a deciding factor. And only now are we starting to see City, for example, really doing a 4-0, 5-0 type of score line as opposed to what they normally did in the past.
I think that City will be able to score 4 or 5.
They have
come
been
Sunday.
in the past 3 matches.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they've
Uh,
done.
City's playing West Ham. You think West Ham will cover like that?
West Ham is
At
a tricky one
the
also.
Etihad.
And also considering that will be Moisey's last game as their manager, they would want to send him off respectfully because he brought them like their first
Is
European
that you speaking,
title.
or is that an Arsenal fan?
No,
speaking?
This is me speaking about Moisey.
I think that everyone realistically believes that there is a possibility of West Ham getting thumped on Sunday.
And there's a
especially when the onus is on City to do so. And there's an opportunity. De Bruyne, another terrific save from Vicario as the second half kicks off. He has been the hero for Spurs so far, with both of City's shots on target being very
save.
difficult saves and Vicario doing terrifically well. But once again,
Mistakes that, like I mentioned.
mistakes have allowed City to have these shots on target. Both shots on target from City caused by defensive errors in the Spurs back line. And that, I think Pep Guardiola knows how good an opportunity that was to find themselves ahead in this game. As Spurs look to hit on the counter and looking sloppy as the second half starts, super sub.
Yeah, look, it looks like City, they're going to be more intentional now, and I think they're going to press even higher,
But is that not going to be the undoing of them?
We'll have to see.
I think that City certainly look more comfortable playing the ball out from the back, but I don't think that there's a team in world football quite as good as them at doing it anyway. So it certainly looked to have some spring in their step, and there Kyle Walker being given the freedom of the right flank once again.
But generally you find that City, and when Pep Guardiola goes into the market looking for centre backs and full backs,
They're ball playing.
he makes sure that he gets ball players.
Yeah, I mean, even in goalkeeper, he got rid of Joe Hart and he had to replace him twice because he brought in Claudio Bravo as a ball-playing goalkeeper.
awful.
Still wasn't happy, and then went into the market once again and paid a world record fee for Edison. World record fee for a goalkeeper, let me be clear.
Yes. So
How much was Alisson?
38 million pounds or something.
That's a good
Was he
amount
that
for a
cheap?
keeper.
I think it was quite expensive.
wasn't
No,
he
he
in
was
the region
expensive.
of the 70s or the 80s? I stand to be corrected.
Allison was more expensive than Edison. Edison was in the 35 million pound range, I think it was. So like 40 million euros around there. Oh, and an opportunity for Spurs.
I see
As-
exactly what Sony was trying to do. Unfortunately, it didn't go off for him.
And
we can see Tottenham fans here. Hey? The
Yeah, we
reaction, eh?
can. Super sub.
But
We
like,
can.
we've been
I'm the one who's been saying it openly, like I would like Spurs to draw this game or win this game.
That just confirmed
And-
it.
and-
We had a similar opportunity on the other side, and it was very quiet here.
No, for me, it's the cleverness that.
In my defense,
Allison
I
was
was
in
probably
the
not watching,
70s.
okay?
Yeah, I think that's what I remember. For me, it was the presence of mind for Sony to turn his foot the way he did and try to scoop the ball over.
Wait, who,
The other side was
one-track
just a
pony?
shot.
Is that the one track?
Len
pony
Moleko,
talking
you're
about?
very
Yeah,
bad
Alisson
at
was
defending
60
your position. You're welcome to be a Spurs fan tonight, my friend.
Marco, Alisson Becker was 67, 66.9.
66.9
It's a
million
lot
pounds.
of money
Sure.
for a keeper.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
signing.
a lot of money.
How much do you? No, wait. How much did thingy? Or did he go on a free? Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Yeah, and then Edison was 35.
Donnarumma
I think you
was
were
a free.
confusing the two, Marco.
I was confused. I actually did think that you said Edison. But Edison was the world record signing at the time. He replaced the world record signing of a goalkeeper, which was set many years back for the signing of
By who?
Gianluigi Buffon for Juventus, going from Parma all those years ago was the most expensive goalkeeper for many, many years. And tell you what, Juventus didn't get bad value for him, did they?
Yeah, by virtue of him actually deciding to even stay with the club, and after Calciopoli, still decided to stay, didn't move. Thank you, legendary me, telling me that Donnarumma
Was free.
from AC Milan to go to
PSG.
PSG was free. Yes.
What a deal that was.
How much was Onana?
Song Heung-min was too much
But
money.
wasn't he also record by you guys?
Everybody's record.
How much was he? But I know that it was a big.
It was a waste of money.
Shush.
It was around 40,
How much was he?
43, le?
Okay.
Who's this?
Unana. Okay.
Well, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then Kepa.
And I'm regretful that I saw the comments because we're going to see something right now. And that is Manchester City taking the lead in
There
the
we
game.
go.
Yep.
Erling
done.
Haaland, terrific
Super sub,
play.
I'm celebrating.
Suka.
You seem very disappointed, Len Moleko.
No, it's obvious.
I'm not. Like, I'm watching the game. At least it's got a goal, which is good.
And Haaland finally got a touch, and he converted it.
And out of from
Super Sub, you
Like,
and I,
finally.
we are argued with on this point all the time. The best number 9 as a number 9 in world football, Erling Haaland.
Yep. It goes without saying.
who argues
Good.
Marco?
You and MacG.
Very bold.
Me.
More so MacG.
And Roy Keane.
And Roy Keane. But Roy Keane is on something.
So again, the right-hand side being given free reign, and then you just allow Kevin De Bruyne to walk on through. He looks to be onside. Terrific ball in. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne assists to Erling Haaland. Not the first time, not the last time.
I think very, I want to use the word careless, defending from Spurs, because the keeper thinks I've got cover behind me. He didn't really apply himself on that ball. It might have been too further from him, but I feel like there were too many white shirts in the box for that ball to have lingered the way that it did.
So an absolutely huge goal in the outcome of the Premier League this season. It will be bitterly disappointing to Arsenal fans. We can hear it and feel it here in the room, no matter how much he denies it.
You know how
Len
nonchalant
Moleko, he's being
Len is.
nonchalant.
Yes.
But that is bitterly disappointing for both Tottenham Hotspur because they've played terrifically well and they deserve
What does
better
it
out of
mean
the
for
game
the
so
log
far.
standings right now, Marco?
But what that means is that
City go top
City
by
will
2
be
points.
on 88 points,
Yes.
and and Arsenal will be on 86 points going into the last round of fixtures.
The same amount of
So
matches played.
with the same number of matches played,
Yep.
meaning that Manchester City will only require a win on their final day to guarantee the title.
A win is enough, yes. Or maybe a draw. No, not
A draw will not be.
No, a draw won't be
draw
enough.
won't necessitate enough because
Oh no, a
then
draw will
Arsenal.
mean that both teams will end on the same number of points and
That
then they'll
is
go down
correct.
to
You
goal
had to do
difference.
that
Career
goal
goal
difference
difference.
situation.
Yeah.
So currently,
I mean,
as things stand, 88 points for City, 86 points for Arsenal. And that means that a win against West Ham on the final day will mean that City are once again champions for a record 4 consecutive years in the Premier League. Super sub, Pep Guardiola, what he's done for this team. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Pep's the man.
No, he's the man, you know.
Breaking records left and right. Winning a treble for the first time since Man United did it in 99.
Yeah, no, he's the man, and you can't rule that out. Len mentioned charges and all of that, but I just believe that.
Mare they are there, Mus.
No,
Gift
I'm not
Real G
disputing
asking Arteta out.
No, that's unfair.
Of course not.
Yeah, no.
Of course not. Arteta's done a terrific job. Arsenal have done a terrific job. City just currently shading it by doing an even more terrific job because they are the best team in world football.
Look, like I said, I mean, for me, I think I mentioned it, was it last week, Marco, that losing the title to Arsenal, if I'm looking at it like a football person, not a City fan, it's not a bad thing because they've done well.
Oh, I think both sides are absolutely deserving of this. And that's why I said it would be the most bitter second place in history because of the course of the season, not because of the last day, not because of the late drama of the Aguero goal, things like that, which was bitter for Man United because they had the title. Their game was wrapped up on the final day. And City's game went ever so long. And on comes Kulusevski for Bentancur,
Which
the
we
substitution which we mentioned.
Yeah.
And this is a danger man. He's got a lot of quality in those feet, that boy. and he can be a danger for Manchester City. So listen, 1-0 is by no means a guarantee in the Premier League, no matter who you're playing. And the
Nope.
Spurs side had proven that they can be dangerous.
They've proven it against Liverpool as well. They score in they can throw everything in the last few minutes of the game, and then they can actually get goals.
I was something I wanted to say.
It's Richarlison out for this game, eh?
Yeah, Richarlison not available.
Yeah.
He's one danger player coming as a sub, eh?
Yeah, but he hasn't been the same Richarlison. He comes, he
I would
blows
love
them
to
cold.
see that pigeon celebration against City. Just saying.
Yeah, bits and pieces he comes.
Well, against Liverpool, he came on and changed the game.
The one thing that I wanted to say, speaking about City and the cruelty of losing the league title.
Liverpool knows that very well.
So I was actually gonna. Okay.
What's wrong? What? Wow. Okay.
That was very
Okay,
fine.
frustration.
So he's gonna pay for that seat.
Yeah, they will take it out of his. I mean, he gets paid enough anyway. But I think the frustration is the yellow card that he got, and I think he was taken out as precaution.
Yes.
Because if you keep him on the field, anything happens to him, then it means that Spurs are now down to
Especially
10.
now that you are chasing the game, you are prone
Yes.
to make those mistakes. That's the game with. That's what I hate. The game that I don't know how to put this across. Like the side of the game that I don't like about what's his name, Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva. They tend to lose position in crucial places, and their confidence it's so high that they do it all the time and they get caught.
Okay, there's a yellow card. I see something that looks nasty. That, like, I think it was Sa who did it because Kevin De Bruyne was
De
on the
Bruyne's
floor.
down.
Let's see.
Nah, what happened?
Not much in it.
Exactly.
Let's see
Unless-
again another angle.
Nothing
Oh,
happened.
there it is.
A little bit though.
No, that's a proper clip. Check it again.
Okay,
Yeah, but
let's
the
see.
way he's
like
he's on
his
the
reaction
floor,
though.
like
No.
Yeah, well, I think I'm left with Tottenham supporters.
No, but then he was no. Come on, super.
yeah.
sub.
Give Real G is asking. Yes, I think Timo Werner is injured, and I think he's out for the.
Yeah, Timo Werner is out. Richarlison
rest
is
of the
out.
season.
There's few guys that are out.
So it's that, but I don't think there was much in. Okay, this is the goal. I think this is the goal.
But yeah, Timo has a thigh injury.
Yeah, I think there was a level. I mean, there's
Yeah.
three,
Been injured
6,
since
7 white shirts.
Feb.
7 white shirts in the Spurs box, and they were not able to clean up that
Yeah.
cross. I think they
They could
were.
have done better.
Yeah, there was a level of
They opened so much space for Haaland.
there was a level of naivety.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's the Poznan.
Starting. Did you see them against Fulham?
Yes. Well, I heard about it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, no. Doesn't make news.
I wasn't there.
I'm
And I
saying it
couldn't
doesn't.
watch the- I
I'm
couldn't
saying
watch
it
the
doesn't
game.
make news.
Yes, but I couldn't watch the game.
My
So
Oxalai
otherwise, I could
doesn't
have
make
seen it.
news.
I'm saying it doesn't make news.
But I heard about it, so it made news.
Nah, not enough.
What do you want? You want it on the front on the front page?
He wants it to trend.
And
I'm
in
just
any
saying.
case, there's not a lot of people who do the Poznan, so it's fine. That's why it's not on the news. Yeah, I think. Look, the more this game goes,
Yeah, 1-0 is a
at
very
1-0,
dangerous goal. Is he out? He could be out.
It
Eh?
looks like it was actually more
But I was telling you,
dangerous than it was. Yeah.
The clip on the ankle, guys. Come on.
Nah.
If you played football, you would know what it does.
Oh, excuse us.
I wouldn't know.
You've played football, you know.
I just knew.
How to break fingers.
No. I just knew how to like.
Like, how would he break fingers? Wait, stop.
It was a goalkeeper.
I was a goalkeeper.
Oh, yes, he was, wasn't he?
I was a very good goalkeeper.
And then he used to break fingers every week.
But that's what happens. And also, you must remember, as we taking this break, I was not big on using a plaster on my joints because that's
You
what
have
helps
to.
you. I know, but like you playing and you are late for the game and you don't get time to do these things and you just end up like just nje. You know? So yeah.
So it looks like Tottenham will press higher. They'll throw everything at City now.
They've already started doing that. Oh, so much for a clip on the ankle. There, he's running again.
Why are you bitter?
No. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
saying.
very bitter. It's very bitter.
Sure.
There's a lot on the line, guys. Remember, there's so much
but
at stake.
Gabriel G saying, let's be kind to Lenny.
There's
He's
a lot
going
on the
through a
line, but let's
lot.
be fair.
Say what?
There's a lot at stake.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but let's be fair. Let's not be biased.
I think when I saw it, it did not look as intense as it actually was when a super.
Where's the bias, cunt? Is it about the foul?
Okay, so
intense?
No, it's not. It shouldn't be tense. Like, look, the point I wanted to make earlier on was if you don't put enough points on the board, you can't now wait and hope for other people to do you favors.
Oh, only now.
No, but it's always been the case.
Oh, but you didn't say that earlier.
I actually did say that Arsenal, should they not win the league, they must go look back at the Aston Villa game and blame themselves.
well, I think beyond that, I don't think that you can even blame Arsenal for that Aston Villa game necessarily. And you have to just say that they were beaten by the best team in world football if this is to be the case come Sunday.
Sure,
As
this
we
says
see
a lot.
another
Five
corner
corners for
kick,
Tottenham.
5 corners for Tottenham. This is their first
We were
of the
actually
second
discussing
half.
that,
At halftime.
At halftime, yeah.
And I think there's still going to be opportunities in this game for Spurs. And
Yeah,
1-0 is
definitely.
definitely
Many.
not.
There's a lot of time.
That's a terrific opportunity. It's an absolutely brilliant ball, and the players are going absolutely wild.
But there was a
It's-
collision that was bound to happen
and
because both players
it's a
were going for the
50-50
ball.
ball.
I
Yes.
agree with you. I think that I understand when you're trying to defend your goalkeeper, but Romero had every right to go in for that.
But obviously, because it's a goalkeeper, this is time added on that will be added on at the end of the game
Yeah,
because
stoppage time.
it's a goalkeeper. It's a goalkeeper injury. So
Yeah,
You
so this is
will
going to be
see.
a long spell of getting some treatment into the Brazilian goalkeeper Edison.
who does this favor? Does it kill the momentum that Spurs were
Yes,
trying to build?
absolutely. This favors City unless they need to replace their goalkeeper, because that would be a blow for them. Edison's experience, his quality,
But
his
the other
ability
bloke,
to
what's his
pass the
name?
ball. He performed quite well in
Yeah, he did
Edison's
well.
absence.
He did well.
I think
the
that-
absence
Is
of
They have,
Edison.
Is it
Austin.
Ortega?
Austin.
Yes.
Yes.
Ortega, yeah, he did
Yes.
very well as a goalkeeper. I think that he's less composed in passing the ball than Edison. I think Edison's probably one of the best ball-playing goalkeepers in
But he
football.
might just fit in this game
After
where you
Edison.
do not have like a lot of possession. You know what I mean?
Ortega.
By the looks of it, it might seem like Edison is actually going to be stretched off.
It looks
That will
dangerous.
not work well for.
I think there's a
Well,
possibility
VAR
of
is
Richard.
having a look at this
Yeah.
clearly.
And Romero is always find himself on the other side of the law. I think if he gets sent off,
He's been given a yellow card, but VAR will only intervene if it is a red card offense or
But
if it is deemed to be a possible red card offense.
on looking at it like with naked eye, first time you see it without the replays, and I think they're being very intentional not to show the replay of the whole thing. They just might. I don't know. Did it look?
For me, not. I thought that Romero had every right to go for that ball. I think that the broadcasters are very specifically avoiding replays of this because we've not
it could
seen
be very,
a replay.
very nasty.
It could be a nasty one for Edison, especially with that stretcher coming on. And that is my concern in this moment, is that we're not getting replays of this, and the broadcasters might be avoiding that because
Might be
it
too
is
graphic.
could be a graphic incident. So, sure.
But
we
like,
really
look-
hope that Edison is well. He seems to be doing okay. Okay, well, that's good to see. It's good to see Edison sitting
But
up
why are
and
they not
about.
showing the replay there? That's very odd.
It is odd, and like I said, that would be the concern, is that it was quite a gory incident, and they don't want to show it. But Edison seems to be okay. He's getting up. He seems like he'll be good to go. He'll be good to continue. He's a real tough cookie anyway.
And also, it's I suppose it's a case of him being looked at also helps the whole City situation to almost like
Almost what?
Come down.
Who's now
That's a
getting
yellow card
Figure
for
out who
one of the
was-
managers or one of the staff at Manchester City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a yellow card for one of the coaching staff on the City bench there, who's clearly worked up about is he the goalkeeper coach, super sub? Do you have any insight for us there? I don't
Or
recognize
is he
him
the
personally.
referee consultant? Or
Sure, Manchester City
is
do
he
have
the-
its big
is he
team.
the set piece specialist? Because that's what teams, apparently the teams in the Premier League actually have such.
It makes sense to have a set piece specialist.
Huh?
It makes sense to have a set piece specialist.
Absolutely, and a goalkeeping coach as
It
well.
makes sense.
I think
Well,
modern
most
football,
teams, most
modern
normal
football
functions-
Certain teams
at
are
this level,
dangerous when it comes
100%.
to set pieces.
I don't
Oh.
imagine there's a single
Does
side.
Is he okay?
Yeah,
He
he's
should be
fine.
He's a big boy.
Kulusevski holding up play well. I'm a big fan of Kulusevski. That's a terrific piece of play from him. But Man City chasing down every ball. They want this title. You can see it.
Yeah, but that stoppage.
DeCarlo, thank you for that update. It was the goalkeeping coach who received the yellow card on the bench.
There we go.
Yes, I was gonna say that stoppage is probably we're gonna see like a healthy amount of minutes added on.
Probably a 7.
Yeah. And if it remains at 1-0, it's going to be a nervy, good few minutes for City at the end of this game.
It was out. Come on.
But Spurs is not looking like they're putting their foot off the pedal.
Oh, certainly not. And is Van der Ven showing why he's a centre back? He's a defender rather there. Camera's back on Edison. He's fine. Oh,
it doesn't look
goodness.
like it's fine.
With Ortega.
Ortega being prepared to
I don't
be
think he doesn't
substituted
look
on.
okay.
Again, we did not see that challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
could have
alarming.
been. Could be a mild concussion for Edison, perhaps.
Maybe it's a precaution.
But like, I mean, if you look at it, City only has 2 key games left, if even.
But those are important
After this
key
fixture.
games.
Yeah, it's an
when
FA
go-
Cup final
It's. I mean, sorry, not Spurs, West Ham,
and
final day,
Manchester United
and Manchester United in the FA
FA Cup.
yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And but perhaps Edison could also be eyeing to play for
Brazil.
Brazil in the Copa.
Yeah, and
He's not
Copa,
the preferred goalkeeper for Brazil, though.
Yes, Alisson Becker is.
Yes.
the priest.
Right.
Yeah.
So
He actually baptized the guy who was playing at Liverpool, Firmino.
Firmino.
Yes.
Oh. But one thing for sure though is the channels that Spurs are looking to exploit.
well
City have it.
You see what I was saying, Glenn?
Yes, the-
70th minute.
Doku.
the Doku
Easy.
substitution
Yep.
comes
Is it gonna,
approaching
I
the
think it's going to
70th
be
minute.
a double sub.
It will be a double change. It looks like Ortega will be replacing
Oh, we're gonna have
Edison.
2 keepers.
However, it'll be interesting to see at this point at 1-0 who Doku replaces. If Doku replaces Kovacic, that's a very aggressive change.
It's a statement.
It's a statement that we want to go on and win this game.
Yep.
If this were to turn out poorly for Pepe, and I think I'll wait for the substitutions to actually be made.
Yeah, the
Edison
boy's
looks
out. He's
looks
out.
disappointed to be coming
Yeah,
off.
shame.
Yeah, he looks extremely disappointed to
Obviously,
be coming off.
obviously. Let's see, guys.
That's
I think
not
it was
that
It
nasty.
was not that nasty.
Guys,
It's
the
a painful
in
one.
football, the moment your studs are out, check it again. The moment your studs are out, there's a
No, but
problem.
the
but
stats
the
that were
stats were-
out did not touch him.
Well, okay,
we
but
need a
it's not
better
about
angle.
it. It's not about it touching. But I think that because he made contact with the thigh, I don't think that it would constitute dangerous enough play for a red card for me.
Okay.
He's very disappointed, but
Is he
Pep
also
tried
gonna-
to reassure him
is
and
he
say,
also,
"Buddy,
is he also going to kick the chair? He's also kicking the chair.
Yay." Well,
So all
there
the
you
players
go.
that are getting subbed are getting so befolked, they're kicking everything in front of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, it's and we were talking about it last week. Was it last week when we were talking about Salah and
Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen
Jurgen
Klopp
Klopp?
with the relationship being strained. But this is football. I
It's
mean,
passion.
It's nice
It's
to. It's
emotional.
actually nice to see players who care enough for the game. As Doku, I didn't see who
Kevin De
Doku
Bruyne
replaced.
didn't complain
Kevin De
much.
Bruyne just got replaced.
He
Oh,
didn't
so Kevin De
complain
Bruyne.
much. I think he's tired.
But you must remember, Kevin De Bruyne is like a 70 minutes type of player. It's here and there where you find him playing
A full.
full 90.
That was
And
a
there's
close one.
another opportunity, half chance for Phil Foden to get through there, I'd say. And the ball is played upfield, and that will be a foul on Johnson. And Kovacic, he's going to get a yellow card for stopping the quick play. And there we go.
Again,
That's a good yellow card for
So
the
now
team.
Taking one for the team.
So, I see, but that's unnecessary because now it's easy to get him targeted. And you know he's okay. Ederson can get over it now. He's
a bit of a crybaby, isn't he?
He's Brazilian.
What does that even mean?
Most of them are.
Looks like he's
Spurs
solid
number
on the
5 is costing the team, says Ashley King. I believe that is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Look, for me, that Højbjerg blunder in the first half that wasn't punished by Phil Foden thanks to the goalkeeping of Vicario is all you need to see to make that statement true. What happened to 100 million man Jack Grealish? I'll leave that one with you, Super Sub.
He's still...
He's in the bench. He's in the bench. He's been struggling with injury this season.
He's not been at his best. And there's an opportunity, oh my goodness, and it's
like
work
said,
to be
Ortega.
done for Ortega early
He's a
on.
good shop stopper.
Kulusevski, since he's been on, he has shown how dangerous he can be. And
It was a bit silly from...
and going through the legs there.
What's
Ortega
impressive-
making himself big.
Yeah, what's impressive about
Good
what he
goalkeeping.
just did, he literally closed the angles
Of the legs.
Kulusevski is not even of the legs, like even the near post. He made himself big, closed all angles, and made the angle too tight for Kulusevski to actually try and exploit it somewhere or somehow. Spurs again being very, very, very careless with possession.
Gift Real G, I like your comment on what happened to £100 million man Jack Grealish. He's a part-time bartender.
Yeah.
Wow. The man can't even celebrate a treble. Hey?
The whole season.
The whole season.
Or he's still hungover. That's a
Jeremy
pretty
Doku
interesting
now
move.
finding some... I think that it's going to be extremely interesting to see a fresh Doku on this left wing because a lot of City's play has come from the right, and I think that might switch over to the left.
Yeah,
with
I
the
think.
introduction of Doku.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's gonna keep. He's gonna keep them busy there on the left.
Vicario has been the more impressive of the goalkeepers so far today, and that's saying something. City already leading 1-0, and Vicario has been the busier of the two, no
was
matter
gonna
what
say-
the rest of the stats show.
Yeah.
Didope is saying, I see a 1-1 draw. I mean, that would make it interesting, at least on the
Yeah,
final
could
day,
be.
and it could be, but I certainly don't see it happening. I think City...
He's got another goal in their sleeve.
Pep Guardiola is such a astute manager. He's such a good tactician.
Ooh,
and-
Kovacic, I think it's
time
time
for him,
now.
ne?
Yeah, no. What was that? Yeah, the entire time.
Who do you bring on to replace Kovacic? John Stones?
Yeah, you can
I
bring in
think
John
John
Stones.
Stones would be the one
You'll be the one,
be
definitely.
my
And
pick.
I foresee that change happening.
shortly.
Yeah, after that, and him being on a yellow card, you know.
Kovacic
Yes.
is on a yellow. Yes, you're right.
I agree with you, Gift Real G. The game is certainly firing up. I mean, the cards are flying, the tempers of the players on the bench.
He looks sullen in this. Can you see?
Yeah,
This upper
it's,
knee is
it's
solid.
an eye injury.
But then why is he crying?
It's
He
passion.
wants to keep playing. It's passion. I agree with you. I agree. I don't want to criticize the guy for...
that's why you need a manager to override that.
he's got more important things to worry about right now. He can throw his foot on the bench. I'll
Yeah,
talk
of
to you
course.
tomorrow.
After tomorrow, we'll be celebrating if they do win.
Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow about that sort of behavior. Maybe give you a fine for bringing the club into a bit
Yeah,
of disrepute. you know?
it'll be interesting because Pep has a tendency of not waiting for the dressing room to address certain
He
issues,
might just do it there.
and the
What-
way he just left the whole situation was interesting, given how at full time when the whistle goes, if he wants to go at Kevin De Bruyne, he does it right there on the field. If he wants to go for Grealish or for Foden,
But he had
does
a
it
word
right.
with him.
I like this comment from Legendary Me. If England win the Euros, Grealish will need a new liver. And Germany will need new beer. He'll finish up Germany's supply of beer, buddy.
probably.
Hey, man. You won't finish German beer. I don't care who you are.
Comment of the day, super sub. Yeah,
Sure.
Germany will never run out of beer. That's one thing for sure.
No matter how many Jack Grealishes you have.
No matter how many Jack, it'll take an army of Jack Grealishes to finish Germany's supply of beer. Tickets for Travis Scott on sale at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's an interesting
yes,
advert.
I
How
know.
boring is that?
Well, somebody's got to pay the bills. Interestingly enough, did you get to, speaking about the Euros, I know I'm going to digress a little bit. Did you get to watch the final, what's it? The fall of Wembley or something like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
What's
Did
that
you
about?
ask us to-
Documentary?
Yes, it's a documentary.
Did you
I
ask-
didn't ask. I'm just saying in your...
Oh, I thought maybe you asked us to. And
No,
we
in
missed
your
it.
journeys of watching things. So it's basically about how the English fans were behaving and acting on the day of the final of the Euros 2021 when England was playing Italy. Very interesting watch. So all the ballers who are keen to watch that, it's a good
Sounds
watch.
like a good documentary. I'm keen on that one for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to the game.
Back to the game, and another shout out for our sponsors, Betway. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us this season and last. And we're just very proud to be brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. It's certainly my favorite betting app. I've had a lot of fun playing on it. I've lost a bit of money. I've won a bit of money. But it's always smart to just stay responsible and have some fun with your betting. And just as we see their advert pop up on the signboards there, Betway, get way more. So big shout out to Betway and a big shout out from all of us to Javi, and congratulations on the birth of your newborn child, ballers. Let's congratulate Javi together. I know you guys are all big fans of Javi when he does join us here on the show as well.
Good man. He's a
Yeah,
good
no,
man.
we
He's a
love
good man.
Javi.
Even
Loves
though
his ball.
Liverpool is breaking his heart, but he's still a good man.
You,
I know, it
they've
was
got a
over for
Dutchman
Liverpool
coming
2
in
weeks
next
ago.
season
No,
to
but
try
that
sort
heart
things
is
out.
used to it. Hey?
Woo, okay. So what about Marco's then?
Hey, my heart must
There's
be
no-
used to it. It's been 10
Exactly.
years. I
Got
must
a
be
heart-
used
it's
to
got
it.
a heart of stone.
Heart of
Stone
or-
cold.
Or a heart of John Stones. But yeah, as we see, Spurs are trying to find a channel to break into. They're not finding. City with
hard
almost all their players behind the ball, trying to make sure that they don't open anything for Spurs. And again, you are looking for somebody like a Son to try and make something happen. Like I was saying earlier on, I just have not seen him.
This second half hasn't been really.
Yeah,
he hasn't,
becoming-
and he's also not getting that supply, you know.
But also,
Because he's a
City,
target man, remember?
you can see our City's tactics have changed, and it's literally a case of men behind the ball at the moment. You're seeing like a line of 5 in the back, and then ahead of them a line of 4, and then Haaland ever so slightly ahead of that. But another corner kick for Tottenham Hotspur, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's a mistake.
The corner,
It's Doku's mistake. He left too much space on the far side. He should be in the middle, not far in, you know.
But
If you
then
look,
it's as if by the looks of it, it's as if City are comfortable with Spurs to play on the wings. They're just trying to keep them out from the middle.
Kulusevski with an opportunity there
Not a-
as he
not a
shot
bad-
Blazers over the post.
He's actually been more instrumental since he came on.
I agree. I think that it's been a very good change. Not that I think Bentancur performed poorly in the first half. He had a very good shot that Edison had to keep out early in the first half. Did that take a deflection? It didn't look like it on the first viewing, but okay.
On the second
I'm right.
viewing, it
on the
looks
second
like it
viewing,
took-
it did look like a slight touch off of Phil Foden.
no, it's Doku.
Ah, right. Well,
And I mean, with Spurs and the players that we were speaking about, you don't the likes of, again, I'm gonna call him out, the likes of your Medicine. I haven't really seen him being.
I don't think there's been many runners off the ball. When Maddison does collect the ball, you don't see a lot of opportunities for the pass for him, and you have to commend City for that. They've been extremely tight as Kovacic continues to disrupt play. Yeah, and Doku fighting for every ball. But Spurs playing really well, coming back into the fixture after the drop-off after conceding the first goal. And
That's a
James
yellow card
Maddison
for-
there.
That's a yellow card
Maddison
for
down.
Rodri, probably loading.
No, doesn't look like it. If he does get it, we are in trouble.
Is it at this point a smart decision
let's
to make
see.
a sub, guys? Because I've only made 1 sub since.
That didn't look too.
There's 2 subs.
Yeah.
No,
mean
it's for
City?
Spurs.
No, I'm talking about Spurs.
Oh,
They've
So
only made 2.
One.
No, It was the.
I mean, looking over, it's the Kulusevski for Bentancur is the
Bentancur.
only change
Yes.
that I remember
That's
for
the only one.
Spurs. Who else is on that Spurs bench, darling?
On the Spurs bench. Okay, so we
Oh,
have.
what a mistake!
Oh yes, we did have Kulusevski. Then he was the replacement.
For Bentancur?
More we
Still
have
Oliver
Scarlett.
Skip.
We have Skip. Yes.
You can skip
we
him.
have Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not much.
Giovanni
There's
Lo
nothing- yes, there's
Celso
not much on the
maybe,
bench.
but
'Cause they
I
have a
mean,
very
I don't
high,
see how
long
he
list of,
affects this change.
injuries also. That's the other challenge.
I
with
mean,
them.
you if you sacrifice someone like a Pierre-Emile Højbjerg for someone who can play more passes, then you can look at bringing on Giovanni Lo Celso for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. But it's going to leave you open at the back, and that's terrific defending from James Maddison, stopping the pass from Phil Foden, which would have unleashed Erling Haaland.
Foden was very late with that pass.
James Maddison now picking up the ball again, trying to make things tick over. That was a good opportunity to slot in Song Heung-min, who was running onto the left flank there by Sa, who's now loose with the second pass, which causes... Oh, well, the
nothing
referee
happened.
has allowed
That's
that one to go.
strange.
That's a surprising one. James Maddison picking up the ball once again, no runners. But Man City, look at that deep lying back line for
Literally
Man City,
5.
just absorbing pressure from Spurs at the moment. And Spurs will continue to apply the pressure. Maddison trying to seek out Song Heung-min, Pierre-Emile
But
Højbjerg.
at this current point, I think the passes to try go into the box are not going to work. Just
No,
try-
it's too tight in there. You have
What
to
Shaw
try
was
get it
trying to
wide.
do, it could be what brings them a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, try knock it to the sides the way they're doing, and then cross it inside. That's probably the one chance that they might have.
Kanji doing well there to just track the run and just mop up for City there. And there's going to be opportunities for Haaland here on the break. He should be on the last Spurs man waiting for a delivery from a Bernardo Silva who can pick him out, a Phil Foden who can pick him out.
I think what City's trying to do is trying to slow down
The game and
the game
just...
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But the momentum that Spurs started having, I think when Kulusevski came in, they're still moving at that pace almost. We were speaking about urgency earlier on. It looks like now Spurs are the team
Are the ones that carrying the urgency, no?
with more of the urgency.
But I think
than
they just
City
really
do.
do struggle when it comes to obviously the defense of City right now. I mean, they have literally 5 men in the back.
But they
So
don't have.
They can't really infiltrate.
But they don't
Son
have.
is tired. I agree with you, Didope.
Yeah.
He's looking dead
Glenn
on the
did
field.
say,
And I
Yeah.
mentioned this earlier on that when it gets to this point in the game, Song Heung-min is going to have done too much work to affect the game. Unlike City to sit back like this, I agree with you, Gift Real G, and I agree with you, DeCarlo. Not enough Spurs bodies in the box. You have to really be going for it at this point. I agree with
Yeah, you
that.
also don't want to be too overzealous and throw too many numbers in the box because it can leave you exposed, you know?
Yeah.
They're still trying to keep their shape.
Fair point. But also, again, Spurs looking at the team. This was Spurs of last season with a Harry Kane somewhere here. You would almost kind of feel like they have a goal in them somewhere.
Yeah, and
But
unfortunately,
But less so at the moment, right?
Huh?
Less so at
Less
the moment.
so at the moment. There isn't that person who can take the game by the scruff of the neck.
yeah, and I think Son was quite even more dangerous because he did have the backing of Kane.
Oh,
and
for sure.
It sounds
That
as though
partnership.
Son is literally on his own, and I mean Johnson Madison is not as instrumental right now.
Because
Yeah.
I mean Madison is doing what he can do, but had we had a Kane or a player that is equivalent to,
But he had a stellar
Kane's-
season, though, eh?
Yeah, I mean yes, granted, but I mean.
I think that-
the Tottenham of Kane was a much better Arsenal. I'm sorry,
Give
Tottenham.
Duke with the ball.
took too long.
Too long. Opportunity
I mean,
wasted
yeah.
there.
Took too long.
And
I think I saw Jack Grealish on the sidelines. Or did I see?
that would be an interesting change. Doku frustrated that the ball didn't come
As
into
a
him
must.
earlier.
Yeah, 'cause he had
and
so much
rightfully
space.
So.
Oh, it's
And as
time.
we see a double substitution
Yeah, it's about
from
time.
so Sa being replaced now currently for Spurs. He's replaced by, it looks like Giovanni Lo Celso.
Celso,
It really
yeah.
is. And then Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, the person that someone in the comments picked out as a danger.
You also did mention that
I
he
also
might be-
did that he might be the one
So they
sacrificed.
didn't
and
skip
he's
him, eh?
replaced by Oliver Skipper.
They didn't skip
Oliver.
City on the attack again, but not with a lot of urgency. It looks like.
Yeah. So, look, City will be absolutely delighted if the game were to finish exactly as things stand. Of course.
No, of
I
course.
mean, it's a huge, huge victory. And, I mean,
And I don't think
I'll
they
be
were-
as bold as to say, if this game finishes as it is, there's no point to us even coming in on Sunday for a watch-along. City or champions.
Yeah.
Luton are gone.
Standard.
Aston Villa are in that fourth place and Spurs finish fifth. There's nothing left to play for in the Premier League if things stay as they do.
Yeah, no, I think what would have been more of an interesting situation would have been if this game literally took everything to the last day. That would have made, there's Sony.
Man versus keeper.
Oh, great
okay.
save by Ortega.
Ortega.
And for Son, that's generally not the kind of
But remember, Son is,
opportunity. Yes.
he's always coming from the side.
Yeah, he's never really facing head to
It's
head.
well
with the
done
keeper.
to the goalkeeper, but Song Heung-min has thrown a massive opportunity to bring this game back to 1-1. You should be giving the
But Ortega,
goalkeeper
that
no
we did say-
opportunity there, but
Ot-
he's a good shot stopper. And that is a free kick. Song
Is he
Heung-min
crying?
holding his head in his hands. He knows how good an opportunity that was. James Maddison doing the disruption there, and Song
Again,
Heung-min
coming down
picking
to
up.
mistakes as
Oh my goodness,
when-
that is a terrific opportunity for Spurs.
He could have done better.
But then he could have done.
He just
better.
went
he could
straight.
have paused a little bit. Exactly.
he could have scooped it.
That too.
Nah,
'Cause
I
the
mean, if he
goalkeeper was
He had an
finds
down.
opportunity. He just
Pep
didn't
can't
take
believe
it.
it.
Pep
as
can't
well.
believe it, and you can
Yeah.
see the emotions are high, and he saw the title slipping out of his fingers for a moment there.
Well, there's still
I think
10
that's
minutes.
the thing. It's you can see he's huffing and puffing Song Heung-min, and if it was another player who ran onto that opportunity, there was a lot of running to get into that position. Dead on his feet.
Yeah, but like we said, he's not the same Son that he was a season or 2 seasons ago.
I would say he's
Okay,
not
so
the
Son
same
taking
Song
a
that he
kick?
was in the 20th minute. He's tired. It's been a tough game for him.
But then the
This is
I-
dangerous.
and,
This is very dangerous, by the way.
Poste-
This could actually be a goal.
Postecoglou should have actually substituted him a long time ago.
Good delivery from Phil Foden, well defended, and Kulusevski backing off.
Ooh, okay.
Another opportunity for City to get the ball into the box
Spurs
now.
have not really been that bad defensively.
I think they've been excellent. I think it's been an excellent game of football. It's not been
lapse in
extremely
concentration.
eventful.
It was just lapse in concentration. I
Lapse
mean,
in
they allow Haaland to come to be the first man to the ball, you know.
That is it.
And that's how they
That is a
conceded.
foul, and that is going to be a yellow card for Phil Foden.
Unnecessary so.
Uh,
But then we argue that it's taking one for the team, but sometimes it's unnecessary. There's still plenty time
Yeah.
that's going to be added on in any case.
at this point
Probably 7 minutes.
of the game, and Rodri was
Yeah,
there
there should
covering.
be like another 7-8 minutes to be added.
Nine at most, yeah.
I think 8 minutes is going to be added.
I
Phil
mean,
Foden
they're
looks to be struggling a little bit after making
Is
that
there, is there an
tackle as
option to bet? I mean,
On added time.
Let's do that now. I'm saying 7 minutes.
I'm saying 8.
If
I
there is
would
an
have
option
said
to
8.
bet, you can do it on Betway.
Because
Get
obviously
way
9.
more.
Come on.
you said
I
at
said
most
7.
9. Tip.
No, I said at most 7. And
I
at
said-
most 9. But I'm saying 7.
Okay, tip.
Okay, so
I'm saying 8.
And then winner?
I spoke to the ref. He told me how many minutes he's going to add.
I'm saying 10.
10 minutes.
Mm.
Okay, let's see.
10.
What are we betting on, by the way?
How many minutes of added time there will
Yes,
be?
but what are we getting? Like, who wins and what do you get when you
I'll
win?
give you.
Whoever
I'll
wins-
give you. I'll give you a Betway amp.
Yeah, you'll get a Bedway voucher.
It's like it's like you're at our house and then you're like, I'll give you a free meal. Open the fridge.
Ballers, quickly, your predictions for the winners of the Euro 2024 while we're on it.
Somebody actually DM'd me today
What did I say? 'Cause I know.
Docker with an opportunity here. That could be a penalty. It is given by the
the
referee.
box.
And
Why
that
is
is
it
going to be
penalty?
game over. That
It's gonna be
is a
checked.
penalty. It'll be checked by VAR, but that does look like a penalty. And you
Wait,
can see the
can I-
confidence from
Okay, it's
Jeremy
fine. I'll
Docker.
tell you. Remind me.
No, can I say someone also DM'd us and they said, "What do I get if I find super sub?"
That's the same person that GM
And I
made.
was like, "Is he lost?"
Where
Is the prize for getting to know?
Terrific ball from Phil Foden, and that is why he's my pick for player of the season. Absolutely terrific. And that is a penalty all day long.
All day long.
Was the ball gotten? I just want to see.
Let's
the
see
other
here. Oh, maybe there
angle.
might
He
be a
got the
touch on the ball.
Yes, that's what
That's
I'm saying.
gonna be
The ball was
interesting.
gotten.
There might be a touch on the ball.
Let's see.
I'd love to see that again.
It's always Pedro,
I
eh?
was gonna say Pedro Porro is one player that is also very careless.
Pedro and Romero.
Okay, it looks like the check is over and it will be a penalty.
Don't look there, Marco.
Erling Haaland. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna. Sorry,
look
guys.
at the screen. Look at the
Spain or
screen.
Germany? Legendary me. What are you on?
I say
Guys, what are you giving me?
England.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
We'll,
Oh snap!
we'll find super sub for you.
Dakala, I agree with you. I think France. France would be my favorites for it. But
But then, given how well
England are
Vicario
my
has been
favourites.
doing,
England
it
are
might
your
not even be a
favorites?
goal.
They're a good side. I think England
on,
up there,
Vicario.
Erling Haaland, and he slots the penalty home.
It's over.
No celebration. And that is.
That's it.
And there's the 10 minutes of added time as Super Sub predicted. Everything going your way at the moment, Super Sub.
Well done,
Definitely.
Super Sub.
Definitely.
So,
Make me numb.
I mean, those are the.
So basically, it's as it stands now. City
So
have
Haaland has
got
scored 2. How many goals does he have in total now?
City have
Gonna go to 27.
27.
City can relax. Spurs will probably throw in the towel.
Well, it's game over.
Yeah, no, it's over.
10 minutes to play, guys.
Nah, but 10
Nah,
minutes
if
is
you
not
couldn't
sufficient.
if you couldn't do it in 90, you're not gonna do it in 10
and
minutes.
considering how they have been playing, I don't see it.
Legendary me, I tell you what, if Spain win the Euros, I will personally gift you an item.
The problem
How's
with
that?
Spain is they've got this affiliation
So basically,
with
Porro
La
is the
Masia
reason why.
that they overlook certain players that are really, really good.
I'm saying
Guys, where's the Portugal? Yeah,
no. We're talking about favorites
Like,
to win the
we talk
Euros.
about
Neo
referees.
Isaacs. Yeah, Portugal. Yeah.
I think England
You know, I support Portugal, eh, Marco? I've said
You
this
guys,
before.
why
eh?
don't you just get married already?
and go to
I
Portugal.
can't. Super subs.
Because they just always agree
I'm
with each
already,
other.
I'm already
Super subs
married.
a ghost.
So I'm
Can't
saying
marry a ghost.
England. If you
Yeah,
look
no,
at,
it's chai.
if you look at the talent that England has, well, obviously we're gonna wait for our good friend
And
Gareth
they're still
Southgate.
Are they keeping Southgate? That's the question, yeah.
He will
Yeah,
go to the
of
Euros.
course.
Okay.
Talking of, sorry.
He might come back to go to United, but he's
Mm-hmm.
going
I
definitely
doubt
going
it.
to the
I
Euros.
think
Is he
Ten
coming to
Hag will.
United? Do you
No,
want
Ten
him,
Ten
Sub?
Hag. No,
I mean, Marco.
definitely not. I think Ten Hag should stay. I don't think there's many options there for Manchester United in terms
There's
of
Graham
managers.
Potter.
And I think that you have to give Ten Hag an opportunity to manage the club under proper management. Give
Under
him a
Ratcliffe.
chance.
Apparently, the roof was leaking at.
It was waterfall.
Yes.
Nothing new.
Yeah, but we've been talking about this leaky Old Trafford roof for long. But it's fine. The Ineos Group are going to build a world-class stadium for Manchester United, the Wembley of the North, they'll call
With a
it.
hotel.
It'll be
and a jacuzzi.
And a retractable roof.
So basically, Ronaldo was right in everything that he was saying.
But
had
the
to take
hate
it
he
there,
got, remember?
Sibu
I agree, you guys are the ones that started talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Man City, on winning the league for the 4th time running. It is over City, says Benele.
Now,
Gift
West Ham
Rosie
can
saying
pull a
Ten Hag.
surprise,
Yes,
guys.
but you know what I still want to see? I still want to see an Arsenal that is going, who's going to still go in there, not accepting defeat until the final whistle, you know?
I feel very sorry for Arsenal, but it does certainly
he'll
seem that way.
The thing is, on the final day, what you don't know is essentially what's happening at the Etihad.
Mm.
So you don't want to go into your final game with your head down on something like
Exactly.
"Oh,
I
the league
just
is
want them to
They
continue.
will give it their all, and I
Yeah.
think both teams, both City and Arsenal, are gonna go into their respective games on Saturday. On
course.
Sunday.
Yeah, and not throw a Liverpool.
And they're not gonna leave anything. They're not gonna leave anything. Their bodies
chance.
are gonna be left on the field.
Yeah. shame.
So talking about coaching, I see everybody's turning down Bayern Munich.
Isn't it tough there?
What could be the reason?
Isn't Nagelsmann going there?
Well, first of all, I think that we don't know who's going to be the next Bayern Munich
Because-
manager, and there have been a few managers that have decided not to go there.
Yes.
I think that it's a tough job
It's
to
tough
take
there.
right now, because the thing is, you know that if you don't win the league with Bayern Munich next season, you're gone.
Yes, and also
And it's going to
given-
be tough with how good Bayer Leverkusen are with
Exactly.
Xabi Alonso staying there.
Yes.
So if Xabi Alonso's side isn't picked apart like a carcass by the vultures, then I think that Leverkusen obviously stand a really good chance of retaining their title. It's going to be a tough job for any incoming
tough,
manager
yeah.
to win it with Bayern Munich. So
Because
I don't know. Should Jose Mourinho take that job? I think
Bayern
he
job.
I
should
think
be
he
offered
actually
it.
is
He
the one.
should.
He's a bigger
It would be
contender.
interesting to see
I'd
Jose
love to
Mourinho
see
back
Jose
in the
at Bayern.
fold, in the team, and actually playing Champions League,
And let's
And he's
be
brave. That's the
honest,
thing about
Jose
him.
Mourinho deserves a world-class job again, because the last world-class club that he really managed, like a side that can win titles, was Manchester United.
No, man.
Because he went to Spurs after
Wasn't he
that,
at Chelsea?
where he
Didn't
finished
win with
second and he
Chelsea?
won titles. He won titles at Manchester United.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
won the
did.
Europa League, you won the FA Cup.
He won 3. We remember we went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of a world-class side that he's managed, the last time it
didn't
was
he win the conference with Roma?
with Roma.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's Europa Conference League. Come on.
But still, it's
So
like
it's a title.
It's like applauding Moisey for winning the Conference League. It's the same thing.
And he actually did well with Roma. Didn't he take them to the Euro final?
He won a European Conference
European
League.
Cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Conference League. So that's
And then
For
this-
Roma, it's really good.
It's an accomplishment for them.
Yeah, and Roma now performing exceptionally well under Daniele De Rossi.
Rossi, yes.
And he was an exceptional player as well. Really top class player and a good
Actually,
servant
big
to
ups,
Roma.
big ups to all the former players who are coaching now and doing stellar jobs, like the Artetas of this world, the Peps of this world, the De Rossis of this world,
Xabi Alonso.
the Jabi
Alonso.
Alonso of this world,
Zinedine Zidane did great
Zizou as
things
well.
at-
Yeah.
Except all that were coached by Sir Alex Ferguson.
We've had that conversation.
I don't know, Mark Hughes.
Okay, Marco.
Who's the other bloke? He used to.
Wayne Rooney.
Steve Bruce has been a
Steve
great
Bruce,
manager.
there we go.
Yeah,
yes.
he's a good manager, Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
But the system is not kind to him. Because him
And Ryan Giggs did have some success until he did a little fondling. But he was doing quite well.
He couldn't manage his
Doku-
affairs, Marco.
Well. But yeah, a good manager nonetheless.
City will give it their all. Arsenal is defeated. I have to agree with that statement.
Yeah, like I said, I'm literally gonna bring it down to the fact that if you don't replenish your water bottle, don't expect other people to come and help you.
You'll be very thirsty.
Yes. And that's essentially what's happening with Arsenal.
Yeah, because I mean, for City, if they go on and win the league,
You guys are clowns. Leave Len alone, guys, please.
What are they saying?
What happened?
Please.
What are they
What's
saying?
happening?
Me, I'm gonna read it out loud.
I'm ABM saying I'm only here for Len's tears with a million laughing emojis. and then Gift Real G shouting at the top of his voice, Arteta out more than once. Mpoza, Arteta out. Guys, please be serious.
Arteta
Please,
is not gonna
please,
go-
guys.
Arteta won't go anywhere.
But they fought a good fight, man.
Pizza
who
is an
wants to
option
go
for
ahead?
what? The Bayern jobs. You see, so
Not wouldn't be
I
a
don't
bad
think I don't think you'd do badly, but still. I mean, surely
he
not
needs,
yet.
He needs a little bit of European experience.
Yeah, he's never managed
Where?
at
Mainz,
top level.
Must he go to Mainz? Must he go
Yes,
to
something like that.
Girona?
Stuttgart there, somewhere
Granada.
in the Black Forest there by Freiberg.
Would you say Bundesliga or the Championship first?
Either or, Len. Either or. Even Belgium.
I would love to see him managing in Italy or Bundesliga. It would be terrific to see Pizzo there, and he's deserving.
He's deserving.
You win.
Oh,
Don't be
sorry.
weird.
Quack, 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 quack.
Oh, boy.
King saying, Len, don't worry, these things happen. Pep is just too good.
No, Arsenal had this title in their hands. They're the ones who
No,
like
but
literally.
for a second, there was a chance.
No, but like if we're being fair,
It would be interesting to see how many days Arsenal were on top and Liverpool.
Arteta to Ipswich, you mad, Gift Real G. They've got
No, that's a big
what's his
downgrade.
name? No, it's
The
not.
Kenner League.
Come on, they're in the Premier League.
I get that,
they've
but
got
how would you take an
there's a
Arteta
Man United
to an
manager
Ipswich?
right there, the Ipswich manager.
You like that guy, Maka?
Have you seen what he did for Ipswich?
Yeah.
When he went there, they were mid-table in League One.
He did what?
And then he took one season to stabilize and then got promoted the very next season and then promoted
they are.
again. Absolutely terrific achievement. The ballers
did
are
a
going
Xabi
to
Alonso.
remind me of his name now.
Yeah, he did what Bellingham thought Wayne Rooney would do.
Yeah.
but
Ambitious
didn't
match.
didn't Wayne Rooney fail at Derby County?
He failed everywhere he went.
Simon,
after
thank you
playing.
for bringing
Didn't he
us
go to
back to
America
some
also?
positive
Yeah, he
comments
was
here,
at
saying
MLS.
I'm
He's
just
back
here for
now,
Queen
ne?
Tepi.
Oh,
What?
Montle, bringing back positivity into the comments here. I'm just here for the Queen Tepi.
Oh, honey.
and no tears.
Kieran
on the
McKenna, thank you, Gift Real G. Can always rely on you, brother.
Offside. Oh gosh.
Guys, go to VAR for your offside, please. And that's going to be the full-time whistle
Yeah.
as things wrap up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, where Manchester
So City
City have
did something
practically
amazing
wrapped
today.
up the
Basically-
Premier League title with a 2-0 victory over Tottenham Hotspur.
At their
It
home.
was a hell of a battle, Super Sub.
Yeah, like I did mention that it was not going to be a pushover, you know. I mean,
The
obviously-
scoreline is even flattering, I'd say.
Yeah, and also, I mean, both teams obviously were very cautious in the first half. You could see they were not throwing everything, you know. They were very cautious, but I knew it was not going to be an easy mountain to climb.
I think had is it Porro who was the reason that the penalty was
Yes,
even awarded?
yes.
Had he not
Pedro.
done something as stupid as that, then Tottenham probably still had a bit of a chance.
But Son also
To at
had
least
his,
equalise and
had
make
Son
it
would have
stalemate.
scored
I think that's the moment of the game,
Yes,
right?
it was.
That's the moment of the game.
Song's
Song
moment,
Heung-min.
yeah.
Song's moment is the moment of the game.
Because-
And I think
Porros-
Kulusevski as well. There was a chance that he had that.
Sure, but
so Ortega
far
came
less so.
Ortega came and he actually
He did well.
he did well. He changed.
Because Porro's moment, had he not done anything,
Yeah.
Duku was probably going to slot it in.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be too critical of Pedro Porro. He came very close to getting that ball. I mean, we were debating whether he got a touch as well, and we would have been bragging about the terrific tackle that was, and it was a game-saving tackle. But the real moment of the game is Song Heung-min's terrific opportunity one-on-one with Ortega, and Ortega making that save.
He was not creative
And
enough.
Edison happy now, but he should get some words from his manager after his behavior coming off the
He must
bench.
get a whipping. So as it is, Tottenham, no top four for them. Top four is pretty much sorted. Spurs are going to the Champions League. I mean, sorry,
Villa.
Aston Villa are going to the
Villa
Champions League.
officially going to the Champions League. There you go.
Yeah.
And Tottenham
Good for
Hotspur
them.
guaranteed 5th place now. They cannot be caught. Well, I suppose they can be caught on goal difference if they are to lose their final fixture and Newcastle get 2 wins or Chelsea get 2 wins because of the goal difference. But I mean, that's a huge ask to say that Tottenham Hotspur will not get any points against Sheffield United on the final day.
No, I'm happy for Villa. I think they have caused many upsets, especially the past couple of months against the big teams, and they have really been instrumental in what happens in the top 3.
How was that
Lovely for
mid-season
them.
run from Aston Villa at home?
Yeah.
That home form in mid-season,
They've
Len
been
Moleko
excellent.
for Aston Villa, I mean, that's what's given them Champions League football, right?
Yeah, definitely. And with the
Good
with
evening.
the scalps, with the scalps that they were able to claim, them being in the Champions League is not by fluke. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
big up
also,
to-
just to add on Aston Villa, I think we saw it's always good to see another team qualify for Champions League, you know, outside the normal your normal
top
guys.
Big six.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your big six, you know. And we're
It
so
was
excited.
Newcastle last season.
Yes, I'm coming to that point that Newcastle was so excited to see them in Champions League, and they didn't do so great as we would have hoped to see, you know.
Yeah.
And looking at Aston Villa, they've got a manager that has got like proper European experience.
Sure, he's got a few trophies in the cabinet in the
Yes,
Europa League. yeah.
and it will be interesting to see how far he goes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite refreshing.
Well, that's a 4-peat for Manchester City. That's a huge blow to Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
And that's it from us here on Onside ZA. Thank you so much for joining us on Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Massive thank you to you, Len Moleko.
Jermaine.
Big thank you to you, Tsepi Darling. And a big thank you to you, Super Sub. But most of all, thank you to all of you ballers for joining us here. Remember to stay onside with us. Don't be offside. Be onside with us and Betway. Get way more.
Way more. That's a nice one.
Thank you.